always envisioned being the.
Give me some of that T-Pain or that Zapp and Roger. You know, we might be alright.
Hey, Dot, mic check, please. You sound quiet. What the hell's going on?
Is it on?
It's always on. Listen. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Count you in.
You got me? I'm good? Okay. Just making sure.
You good?
Yo, what's going on, good people? My name is William, and this is the No Name Podcast, where no name can describe this greatness. And in the house, we got
Nick Alexander, comedian. How y'all doing?
What up, y'all? It's A-Dot.
and we got special guests in here today. Who we got?
Yes.
James Christian, former pro basketball player.
That's right.
James Christian in the
Nice.
house.
From the Boogie Down Bronx, so we got
Yes.
New Yorkers in the building.
Okay.
Heavy
Uh-oh.
today. So it's two on two now. I got my backcourt partner.
This is West Coast. So
West
I'm
Coast.
saying-
Coast right here.
Uh-oh.
She from Arizona. She borderline.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, right?
There's no beef in Arizona. No beef. It's just nice steaks
Just heat.
and heat.
That's it.
But yeah, so today for the topic, we got the juicy lies. I don't know if you guys heard about some of the stories going on in the news with Mr. Jussie Smollett himself.
Who's been on trial for the
Yes.
past weeks.
Yes.
I don't know if we want to get a quick refresher. So
Give a quick
A-Dot,
refresher,
since
please.
you are our court-appointed follower of the case,
Yes, I've been following
let
this.
the
She was
people
in there
know
on jury duty.
what was the incident and where we at now.
Okay, so the backstory, just to let people know, in 2019, there was a PR stunt in Chicago, and basically there was two guys that came and tried to attack him.
Right.
It was considered a hate crime.
Yeah, at first, right.
And they allegedly beat him up. It was during the whole MAGA and Trump supporters.
Mm-hmm.
So they allegedly beat him up,
Two
tied a
Nigerians,
noose.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
tied a noose around his neck and poured a chemical on him, declaring it was MAGA country. And then there was a racist letter that came following that said that they would lynch him. So that's the backstory
Right.
about it.
What was the thing about Subway?
Nigerians
Wasn't there
out
a
here.
Subway connected to the
Not
incident?
Subway.
Yeah, I think it was just he ate or something right before, the
He went
timing
to
and
get a
stuff.
Subway
Yeah,
at
he
like
went
2
and grabbed
in the
a
morning.
sub at
in
2 in the
Chicago,
morning.
mind you.
Yeah,
Chicago.
cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to know. I need to see where that 24-hour Subway's at.
So that was the backstory on it, and then everything else follows.
So what did
where
he lie
the
about?
lies.
Or what
Lied
would he
about
claim
the whole process,
to have
apparently.
happened? That it wasn't a hate crime.
He claimed that it was a hate crime, and all of this happened. But what happened was when they ended up with the cameras and stuff and finding the two guys, it ended up that they came out and said
It was all
a PR stunt and that he planned it. He paid them $3,500, and then that's how everything came
You don't
out.
see too
Where
many Nigerians out here lynching.
he was lying to the police. Yeah.
They usually in
Maybe
your
scamming.
emails trying to get you to send the money.
No,
Yes.
yeah, no, one tried to get me. They actually sent me a check to send back to. Anyways, we're gonna get into that later. But
Yes. And so then what happened was he had 6 counts of felonies against him for lying to the police and
gosh,
creating this disorderly conduct.
bro, we
And
trying to
now we
support
got
you,
the
brother. What you
verdict
doing?
in today.
Uh-huh.
So he was guilty
On all counts.
on 5 out of 6 charges.
5 out of 6.
So jail
So-
time is serious, right?
It's class 4, so it carries a sentence up to 3 years, but they most likely think he'll get probation.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So
Yeah, he's a public
That's a
figure.
community service. So 2 years of taxpayers' money just to tell him, hey man,
Yeah.
you're not gonna really have to go nowhere and worry
Right.
about your butt.
Right.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. But during the trial,
He'll be in time for
when he
Empire season 12.
testified, more information came out that he did end up meeting the guys and he hooked up with one of the brothers.
Spicy.
So he met him at a club, hooked up with them at a bathhouse in Chicago.
Wow, this is better than Empire.
Did cocaine,
I was about to
drugs,
say,
and
right.
marijuana.
This is more entertaining than Empire.
And then he testified that he was making $25,000 to $35,000 an episode on Empire.
Was he?
So
That
I
was-
mean, can
I
you
don't know what his salary
imagine
was, but it was
ruining
prime time.
I mean, that's
your
a
whole
network.
career?
That sounds
standard.
Yeah,
about right. Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, for a first time
Episodes a
league.
week, about 30 to 40,000 a week.
Well,
Yeah.
it's when you start, yeah. If that's like your first role, if that's your first starring role, then usually that's your quote. But when you if you're an upper echelon, you can make anywhere from 300,000 an episode to if you're
depends
like
on the budget of the
Seinfeld at one
network,
point
too.
$1 million an episode. But yeah, for
That's Seinfeld though.
but yeah,
yeah, that was
for,
It's like Friends got $1 million, but like on average, yeah.
But that took
Yeah.
that even took them like 6 years to 8 years to
pull
get
off,
that
yeah.
before they got that number. They started out like in the
That was a collective
2030s.
agreement, I believe,
Yeah.
right? Or something
Well,
like
they negotiated their contracts together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Juicy was making 25 to 35.
Yes. And
Uh-huh.
then
That's
lost
still
it
good.
all.
That's good bread. I ain't,
Lost it all.
Oh, so it's his
Once
season
everything
salary,
came
he had to
out,
forfeit it?
he didn't. Yeah, they didn't bring him back for the.
Well, he didn't
season
get
after.
for the final season.
Yeah.
They wrote him off the
And
show.
I enjoyed the show. I mean, I watched it all the
Did
way
you
up
watch-
until
I gave it
everything.
2 seasons.
Did y'all watch
Yeah.
the episodes afterwards? Like how they tried to like say like they were on the phone with him because he wasn't obviously on air.
No, I don't remember.
No,
I was
I
off
watched
of
it
it
like
by
so.
then.
I was
they would
done
call him and be
before.
Like, for example, wasn't it like Hakeem or somebody was in like the hospital and they were like
Uh-huh.
calling him like, "Hey, are you coming? Or you're not gonna be able to make it?" Oh, okay, because they had to like make it.
They
look
made
like
it sound like they were talking to him.
Oh wow.
That shit had me dying. I was like, he ain't
He's not really there,
Right.
but
Lucius Lyon must be very disappointed at his son.
Lucius. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, he living a dream. He lying like him.
I guess, but man, I mean, that case is just ridiculous. Like, because and for those who don't know, his bigger sister, Journey Smollett, is a really talented
Last
popping
name is
actor.
Smollett.
Just so
Smollett,
you know,
sorry,
yeah.
I keep
Just so
saying
you know.
Smollett.
I say it as a joke, but
I
it's
say
Smollett.
everybody kept saying Smollett
Yeah, it's
and then
Journey
Dave
Smollett.
Chappelle, so I thought that's what the name was.
Yeah.
Smollett.
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 So his older sister Journey is like one of the dopest actresses.
Oh, yeah,
I love
she's
Journey
out.
Smollett.
You know, she's been on.
Yeah.
She
Everything
was
from
Birds of
Everything.
Prey,
Lovecraft
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
You know, when
Uh-huh.
he started out as a kid on Eve's
Temptation.
Bayou.
Tyler
Bio,
Perry.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to count it,
I'm
I wasn't
just
gonna
saying, I'm
mention
just
that
listing
one.
stuff.
But, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Listen to his jokes.
But yeah, that's he embarrassed the fam. Like they're a talented family. Like
Yeah.
they sing,
Right.
they act, they
All of
whatever.
them, too,
they
yeah.
they were even in the show where they were like all of them in the house. It was on ABC. I don't know if you remember that comedy.
Yeah.
It was like on
It
our
was
own.
like all there
Yeah.
because they have a lot of
yeah,
siblings.
there's like
There's a
7
lot
of
of
them.
them,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he I don't know. That Thanksgiving conversation was probably awkward. Like the niggas just grilling them like,
So,
Man.
so you hooking up with Africans in the middle of the night?
Right. You got pissed, so you claim they robbed you.
It's-
Like,
Yeah.
And he never really talked about it, but maybe now afterwards, why would you even do a PR stunt like that?
No, he did when
I mean,
when it
I
first broke out. He
didn't,
talked about because remember he claimed I'm gay Tupac. Remember he was coming
yeah,
out with
but
gay
I
Tupac.
saw that, but
I'm
why
gay.
would you, it's just kind of like you damaged your career
Drugs.
over this.
There's no other
you know.
explanation.
Yeah, I
Cocaine's
guess
a hell
you
of a
might be
drug. Yeah,
right.
it's a great
Cocaine's a hell of a
James
drug.
said.
There's no other
Yeah.
explanation, man. Like,
I guess you might be right.
I mean, look, here's the thing about the Hollywood shit.
Hmm.
It's not like he'll never work again, but what you're gonna see is he's gonna be in a lot of like bad black movies with probably like Christian Keys in the cast. He's gonna have to
Oh,
start.
I
He
love.
hates-
Hold on, I
he hates-
love
hey,
Christian
he does not like
Keys.
He's
Christian
gonna
Keys.
start.
You
He's
do
gonna
not
start.
like him? Oh my God, I love that man.
He's
do?
just always in bad movies. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not discrediting the man.
Like
I
you see
appreciate
what,
mean,
what,
I'm
what-
just
you
saying,
see what
yeah.
happened to like Columbus Short. Like
Oh yeah,
went,
that
After
was.
went
Scandal?
from
He had all that.
Was it what was that? No,
was
Scandal.
Scandal.
Scandal
Yeah.
till True to the Game. Like
Yep.
you're gonna be start Jesse. You're gonna see Jesse in True to the Game type movies.
Hey, my
He's
homegirl
still
in that
gonna
movie.
work.
Mama blood sugar rushing again. Like that's what you going. That's the kind of
Damn.
work you're gonna be in. Unfortunately, you know,
Yeah, he was-
maybe on
he
Bounce.
was in some
Maybe a
solid
sitcom
work.
on Bounce
Yeah.
TV. You know,
Bounced.
He can sing, he can play. You know what I mean? Like
He's a
he's
talented
pretty
dude.
multi-talented.
He-
so.
he'll
Dancer, like
he'll
Yeah.
probably do Friday the musical. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Friday the musical.
if they do Set It Off, why can't they do Friday? You know what I'm
That's
saying? So
Yeah,
it's
I'm-
not. It's
I
not
ain't gonna
over.
lie to you. I'm here for that.
His career not over. You know, you got the chilling
Yeah.
circuit. That's always going.
Yeah.
It's always going to take somebody on. So,
Right.
You know,
The gay Tupac.
Scandalous.
gay
the
Tupac. I
musical.
don't feel too bad. You know.
Scandalous.
Yeah, it
The
was
musical.
juicy. So now it's over. So now we'll see what.
Well,
happens
we're waiting
to
for
him.
the verdict, right?
Well,
That's-
no, the verdict came out. We're just waiting
said
to
he's
hear
guilty on
what
5
the
counts out of 6,
sentencing.
Sentence,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and
How
that's
long?
it.
How long until that?
They just said that they're gonna call them to do the sentencing.
Damn,
that
they
was
don't
it.
even. It's not even gonna
Like,
be.
it's
We're not gonna put
no-
this
yeah.
on. See it.
Everything else is
Yeah,
public,
so
they just
we'll
gonna
probably
hide the
find out
sentence,
like a
right?
day.
That's
2
so
days.
weird.
Like we'll find
See how
out.
they do
Everything is
black people?
public.
Yeah.
Everything's public. But secretly,
So
they're
it
gonna
sounds
give
like
10 years.
probation, probably.
Yeah, a lot
And,
of
you
community
know,
service.
Yeah.
He a public figure. I don't think
Yeah.
you're really gonna get time like that.
I don't think so either.
That just bothers me. Like this was really like a huge big deal, and then for just 3 years, it's like, man, I thought it was gonna be like way worse.
I mean, it wasn't like he
Yeah.
killed nobody.
He didn't
though.
kill nobody.
Yeah.
It was just a really stupid fucking night. Like,
Yeah.
You
okay.
want, so you want him to get penalized for ignorance? Right.
I mean,
So, for
I just feel
lying,
like
for
if the
lying.
lesson should be, you know,
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
he gonna learn? That's a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
But
He
you know
shouldn't have
what?
did it.
Well, kudos to him. You know,
Moving on
It
from
could be always
Juicy.
be worse.
Yeah, he shouldn't have just.
Move
did
on.
all
I'm
that.
gonna go ahead and move it on from Juicy because
Yeah.
Juicy making me
We're
angry.
done with Juicy.
Come on now, man. Light skinned brothers always got it bad already, and you just making it anyway.
Yeah, he set y'all back.
Come on, you setting us back.
I'm only light skinned in the winter, but he
Right.
set y'all back. That's like 3
Set
months.
us back.
But you know, you gotta deal with it year round.
I ain't never gonna get no melanin credit. But I also want to move the tank forward or whatever. So we got James in the house. Want you already introduced yourself. I just wanted you to let the people know kind of about what you do, who you are, all that good stuff there.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate the love and support having me come on and rock with y'all.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm out here from New York, from the South Bronx, and played pro basketball. And I'm out here. I have a basketball company here and a nonprofit foundation. So my company, we teach a basketball class for 3 to 6 year old boys and girls,
Oh,
and
nice.
7 to 15-year-olds to give back to the community.
Yep.
It's me and other former NBA guys. We donate our time to do this to give back to families, and we give away like free prizes, NBA tickets, and
As a
it's
contributor, I've
dope.
been to the Clippers games. It's for reals.
Yeah, and
Nice.
and we you know we discount single parents, and we only charge $10 for families to come and participate.
That's dope.
And that was one of the reasons, is because I didn't want families or kids, mainly kids, to miss out on the opportunity to better themselves due to financial reasons, if that makes sense, right?
For sure.
Yeah, and give them
Yeah.
some structure, some discipline.
Something
You know,
new.
I had a chance to help out. I did a clinic with him. Are you guys still based in Long Beach?
Yeah.
Still in
yeah,
Long
yeah.
Beach. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
Long
they had
Beach.
nice gym. They had the shirts. They're definitely giving these kids some drills. Definitely, incentivizing them to work hard and to
Nice.
take this serious, because if they use it as an outlet, then there can be a pathway to them to play in a good high school, maybe at a nice prep school, and maybe get a college scholarship. And the best way is to start really early.
Right,
You know?
with the fundamentals,
Fundamentals.
and understanding the game, because a lot of people don't understand basketball is 10% physical, 90% mental.
A1.
And that's the thing. If you're not mentally strong, you're done, right? So you have to understand that going in. So you just can't play this game. You got to know the game. So we like to get the babies at a young age, teaching them dribbling and
That's good. I know.
and everything.
Get
so
them a left hand early
Yeah.
if they righties.
Word.
I
Like,
wasn't a
it's-
pro, but I
and
played.
it's hilarious, and they love it though, because we just focus on passing, dribbling, and shooting, teaching them shooting and dribble the ball with one hand, and et cetera, et cetera. So this is just something that I wanted to do, to be able to give back, and we implement it in different states and different cities. And I mean, it's dope. I feel like God blessed me, so it's only right to bless others and give back. And you know, I'm excited. And
How many years have you had D up running?
Wow.
for probably about 10 years. I've worked with over 10,000 kids so far.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah,
period.
that's a
So,
lot.
Yeah.
yeah, so we have done a lot. So through this process, it was brought to my attention that the high school dropout rate out here for foster care kids is up to 80% right now.
Oh, wow.
80%, exactly, right? And they already don't have their moms and their dads, and
Yeah.
they living house to house. So I wanted to do something for them so they know they not forgot about for the holidays, right? So I decided to do a toy drive. And we're going to throw a whole weekend of events, December 18th and 19th. And on December 18th, Saturday, I'm going to do a free, 100% free basketball camp for 100 foster care kids. And we're going to get them free haircuts, free shoes,
Yep, barbers pull
Oh,
up,
nice.
everything.
all
That's
of that,
how
right?
we do
it.
And we do that. And then I bought out the Laugh Factory out in Hollywood, so we're going to have the toy drive there. And we're going to have some great comedians and
Oh, yeah.
people come out, red carpet event, and the after party gonna be bananas, right? It's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
That's on Saturday?
yeah.
I know.
yeah.
I was like,
On
I
The
know
Sunday,
it's
December
fly.
19th?
It's on.
Sunday,
Right.
December
Sunday.
9th.
Yes.
So that's the 20th, right?
What's up?
Is that the 20th or the
No, the
No, it's the
19th.
19th.
The
Sunday.
The 19th,
Okay.
Sunday at
Sunday.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
At 5 o'clock, the after party kicks off at 7.
Where is that going to
And,
be held?
At the Dragonfly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's down the
I
street
thought
from
I
where we
saw
live.
that. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't
really?
been there yet.
Yeah,
No,
been
it's
there.
literally down the street from
Yeah.
where we live.
Yep. So it's like 8 minutes away
Cool.
from
From
the
the-
comedy
yeah.
It's
joint.
in Hollywood.
Right.
Santa
So
Monica.
Gotcha.
it's there. So but while we're here, we're just trying to, and I appreciate you guys having me on because we're just looking for sponsors, people that wouldn't mind sponsoring these foster care kids with some toys,
Oh, yeah.
and or if they out of state, whatever, they can donate money for us to purchase the toys on their behalf, and
Where can they reach out if they
Yeah.
want to? If anybody's listening, where
Yeah,
can
for
they?
sure.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right,
the
that's
are to purchase tickets to the show or to donate, you go to T the number 1 R the number 1 FD.org, and that stands for Teach One Reach One Foundation.
Oh, okay.
And
Nice.
so you can go there, and our Instagram is T the number 1 R the number 1 FD as well, to see what we do as well. But we're really just trying to sell out the show and have everybody come out, because we're gonna show up for these foster care kids. And the dope part about it is that we're doing this every year.
Oh,
Every
nice.
year. This is just not no run of the mill, let's see how it go type vibe, because let's keep it real. That's what they want us to do, right?
We need
Yeah.
consistency.
And I
Show
told
up
them,
once and then go.
right,
about your
right.
business.
Like
Okay,
that's what
Yeah.
they really. I mean,
conscious.
really think about what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what they really want us to do. And I already told them. I was crystal clear. Like, yo, we're not going nowhere. We gonna
Yeah.
be in Hollywood
Yeah.
every year,
That's
rocking
good.
for these foster care kids, because they don't need to feel like they're invisible, and they won't feel like they're
Absolutely.
invisible with us. We gonna let them know that we see them, and we proud of them, and we love them, and we not gonna abandon them like they feel like a lot of people have. And the only way to do that is for get guys like yourself and everybody else to come out and sell it out. So when we show the content to these foster care kids, they be like, yo, all these people showed up for us. Like,
Yep.
yeah, we love you out here. So
Yeah.
we doing it every year, and we gonna implement this in different states and different cities as well too.
I love that.
I love
Are
that.
you able to keep a relationship with the foster care kids after the holiday festives? So do they continuously go to the camps throughout the year? Like how
Is it like a
has
group
that
for
been
them, or-
maintaining the
Yeah,
relationships with them?
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
partnered with Child Protective Services,
Okay.
and literally the next day we're gonna pass out all the toys to all the foster care kids.
Oh,
There's
okay,
no waiting.
nice.
It's like they get
Okay.
them right away, and they the ones that help get the kids, and we just show them so much love, and to keep it going throughout the year, and different events and different stuff that we can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is the hub. Like, this is LA's the hub, and
Yeah.
this is the event, and we trying to make it iconic. Like, I want the women in the gyms working out, getting
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
Like, it's that type
Nice.
of, like,
Yeah.
Will, you know what I'm talking about,
Yes,
right?
nice.
Where no, I really want it dope, where they anticipate, like, why are you working out so hard?
Yeah.
Because the name of the event is Jingle, Jokes, and Jams.
Nice.
Jokes,
Jingle
and
jokes
jams. I
and
love
jams.
it.
Right.
Love
Triple
it.
J.
I love
Right.
it.
So yeah, I want them to be like, yo, we getting ready for that Jingle Jokes and Jam weekend, and we gonna make it dope like
That's gonna be nice.
every year. So we just really need everybody to log on to our website, purchase the tickets. We got regular price tickets, then we got VIP tickets,
Oh, okay.
which get you into the after party
Yep,
and,
yep.
and special preferred seating and different
Okay.
things like that as well. So we just need everybody to come out and show love on the 19th.
Now, if people want to donate toys or stuff like that, is there like a wish list or
Oh, yeah, I'm
something?
on
Nah,
the site.
well,
For
here's
kids or,
here's
you know.
well, here's the thing. I'll say up to 12 years old.
Okay.
Out
Think
the
about,
toys,
think about gifts
right?
and toys.
Right.
Toys,
Yeah.
but 12 and older, please consider gift cards, because
Yeah,
here's
'cause
the
they're
thing.
very- yeah.
They are the ones that's feeling left out.
Yeah.
They are the
That's what I
ones
was wondering.
that's dropping out because they feel they always
have that
forgot
support
about,
system,
right?
yeah.
They
So
don't want
even if
toys.
we do the toy drive, people tend to think about the babies. They don't think about the older kids. So when the older kids come to the toy drive and they look, and no 13, 14-year-old gonna play with no engine, no fire
Yeah,
truck.
they don't
Thomas
want
the
that.
Engine,
So,
X trucks.
so we
Right.
look for people as well to you can donate gift card, Nike cards, headphones,
Oh, yeah.
different
Yeah.
things like that for the older kids, so we can let them know
Okay.
that we love them. And
And that's on the website, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
that's
Okay.
that's,
Website.
that's,
Right.
that's
Okay.
there.
R1.
Yeah, Yep.
Yeah.
The website is T the number one R the number one FD.org.
Okay.
Right?
FD.org.
And they can drop off toys here.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah.
That's dope.
At the location here,
Yeah.
Suite 201, I do believe, and they can come and they bring in toys here as well, or they can bring toys to the event when they come to the comedy show. So
Sunday,
that's the
December
option.
19th, 5 o'clock at the Laugh
Yes.
Factory in Hollywood.
Yep.
So
Yes, yes.
make
There.
sure
I'm on the
you
site right now.
guys
Yeah.
check it out. Support James and everything that he's doing for D basketball.
Yes.
And it's been cool. Like I've known James a couple of years now, and yeah, man, I like to see it for myself. It was like, yeah, you really see what giving your day and your time, how it impacts these kids who do come up from rough upbringings and who don't really have a sense of community, and you take for granted that our parents probably put us in like a YMCA or a Boys and Girls Club
Yeah,
at some
pretty
point.
much.
You feel like that's just normal, like that's just what we do. But like there's kids who grow up without those.
They don't have that.
They don't have that kind
They
of
don't
privilege
got
or
the
advantage.
Home, they don't got the
Yeah.
online. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very important, and it's cool. Basketball, especially in the Black community, is one of the best outlets that we find.
Absolutely.
On the sports side,
That was my
and
sport.
it's because I think it's also because it's the least expensive. Like,
Right.
Football is a costly sport. You have to
Right.
buy so much equipment. Baseball,
Yeah.
I know for sure. I remember after watching the Mighty Ducks, I wanted to play hockey. And my mom was like, nah, nigga, I can't afford all that stuff. You going to play basketball or
Ducks.
baseball?
Where could you
Right.
find ice?
Right.
Yeah.
I know, like.
Well, in New York,
Yeah,
they got
we
they
in
got
New York.
rinks,
Oh, yeah, they
but
have it out
like
there.
the equipment, it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like
Yeah,
that's
they
expensive.
don't make you understand that part in the movie where remember Gordon Bombay had the
Yeah.
equipment paid for because they had a sponsor.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people don't
Immediately,
get-
it was his company.
It was
right?
his
Yeah.
company, so it's like, yeah, if you ain't got the sponsor, that stuff it's a lot. So, but
Right.
basketball, all you need is some sneaks,
Right.
and you
And,
just-
And you're good.
Couple
and
shirts.
most important,
yeah,
piggybacking off of what you're saying, excuse me, it's more than a game.
yeah,
It's therapeutic. Like for
Right.
me, I got into basketball to get the death of my father off my mind because he died when I was 5 years old. So you know what I'm saying? I grew up with all women. It was my mother and my 3 sisters. And my youngest sister is 8 years older than me. So I'm the baby,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So it was like, so I had to become the man of the house at 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I had to grow up quick and observe a lot of things. And I knew at a very, very young age that my mother wasn't going to be able to afford to send me to college. I realized that, so I didn't want her to have to, get 2 and 3 jobs and stress about how I'm going to get my son to college. So I understood God blessed me with a talent to play basketball, and I chose to maximize it, right?
and you started at
Nice.
6.
Yeah. So it was just one of them things, like, I embraced the fact that I'm a rose that grew from concrete, right? So I was able to work hard.
And you came up in
and
the
play.
90s.
Your word, yeah.
Bronx.
So
Who were some
so,
of your idols, like for basketball?
Mike Jordan,
Of
Mike
course.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely Mike with
Can't
it. I
live
mean,
without Jordan.
because he brought the people don't really think about this, but he brought the business swagger to the game.
To the next level.
People think about the fashion and he taught you how to boss up and how to get tailored up with the suits and boss up and do your thing business wise and not just let them use you for your talent. And so that was a big thing for me, like growing up in New York, because I wanted to show that I wasn't a product of my environment. I was able to get a scholarship to the University of Iowa.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I got my degree in criminal law because I didn't want basketball to be my only source of income. Wanted to make sure I had something to fall back on, et cetera, et cetera. So it was important to me, but it was extremely therapeutic, and we need that. The
Yeah.
vibe of that. So that's what it was. So and we here now.
Let me ask you this.
Nice.
So you started playing ball at 6. You sort of envisioned at least a path for yourself to up until you were 19, 20 when you had to go to college. Like you already knew, like, I got to figure out a way to get to college where my mom doesn't have to pay for it. Like from 6 on, did you have clinics or camps that you had in the Bronx, or was it more like you just played really good in street ball and then somebody got you into school? Like, how did your basketball journey? How was that path for you?
What struck the fire? What really hit
Yeah.
it hard was my first year playing. I remember I scored 2 points the whole season. Right? And that wasn't until the last game of the year, right? And I remember the coach came up to me and he was like, yo, maybe you should think about playing another sport.
No,
And I could not believe that a grown man
Say that to a
dang.
6-year-old.
would say that to a
Yeah.
six. Because let's
Nobody wanna
remember,
hear that.
guys,
You
I
New
was
York.
only there, though.
Right.
I was only there to get the death of my father off my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So I couldn't, so I believe he told me that. So I went back and I worked. You know, I practiced. I
Where
put,
would you go
like, I
practice?
visualized his face like on a basket, right?
Yeah.
And I shoot jumpers like I was hitting his face with the
Yeah.
ball, right?
Where would you practice?
Yeah.
Over at Taft in the parks, outside. You know,
Yeah,
Rural
yeah.
Housing Projects. We'll be out there.
All
But
day.
I was just worked, and then that next year I went back and I became a starter. I made the All-Star team, and I was in the public eye ever since. And my thing is this: I wasn't gonna never let anybody detour me from my dream.
Wow.
It was
good.
my dream,
Right.
and nobody, because the worst thing that you can ever have happen in life is for myself, your parents, or anybody to believe in you more than you do. You should never let that happen. Nobody should ever believe in you more than you do. Period.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I always
That's
get
true.
inspired when I hear like James talk, because he has such a passion and hunger, and you can really hear it in his voice, the conviction that's there.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about, the mental aspect of basketball, because like, you know, Will's an athlete as well. I played sports growing up. I played baseball and basketball mostly. And when I reflect, I was like, you know, yeah, I could play and stuff, but I didn't have the same like mental fortitude. Like when I started playing high school ball, and you learn about politics that you're not prepared for.
Right.
Like a coach who plays these kids because they're ranked such and such, and they get more eyes on the team, and it was the travel thing, and you're just
I don't
thinking about
believe
it's
in
about
none of
fair.
that.
Whoever is playing the best should earn it, but like you have to like you don't understand that the coach is trying to like mentally psych you out of being your best self because you don't fit in what he is thinking of his team. Like there's so many variables that mess with kids because they
Yeah.
don't know any better.
That shit threw
But
me
like
off.
That's
you
true.
but you were already
My
so
senior year.
strong-minded. You weren't at 6 years old. You weren't gonna let a grown man tell you you're not good. You should go to another sport. You went to go prove him wrong. Like
Right.
you didn't doubt yourself in that
At
same
all.
sense, and
It-
that takes a lot of strength.
Yeah.
It focused me, and
Yeah.
once I understood, like, nah, this is my dream. Nobody not gonna detour me from my dream.
Right.
Nobody, like, real talk. This may sound bananas, but I'm gonna tell you, and I'm dead ass serious, yo. If my grandmother would have got out there, I would have gave it to her ass.
He said he would have broken his grandma's
Period.
ankles. He said he would have hit her with a right to
Period.
left.
Right.
Period. Because like, grandma, you
Grandma.
shouldn't be out
You
here.
shouldn't be out here. with me. I'm
Right?
a dog.
Like,
Right.
but yo, because it was my dream.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
mine,
Nothing,
yo.
nothing gets
And
in the way of that.
nobody, and it's a survival of the fittest, man. And I didn't want my mother to have, we dealing with my father being gone. I didn't want my mother, yo, to have to like feel that and go through that. And I was, once again, I was a man of the house that's 6. So I had to grow up fast and look at things differently. I didn't have a normal childhood.
Yeah. No, it
That's
truly is,
true.
and it
Grandma
shows you
can
about
do it.
also another thing I take away, because I'm, you know, we're always still trying to work on improving ourselves and whatnot, and I know this. All successful people, or I think most successful people, are very strong in their routines. And you
Yes.
seemed to like you had a very dedicated
Yeah.
routine most of your childhood through, you know, coming of age through your teenage years, right? Like you had a routine of I'm getting up in the morning, I'm running, I'm gonna do drills, I'm gonna get maybe 300, 500 shots before school, after school. Like you had, probably had
my
a consistent
vibe
routine.
Yeah.
was different.
Yeah.
While everybody would that I knew that was in the game, that was
Play pickup and then
shooting,
go home.
shooting, or not, or just shooting like 300 or 500 shots a day, right?
Yeah.
Putting up those
You gotta put
numbers
that
and
work in,
everything.
yeah.
My mentality was always, I was a different cat, man. My suit was stitched different. So I'm like, okay, Nick, you shooting 500 shots a day, right? Okay, I'm not gonna leave till I make 500 a day.
Man.
So it's a
Never
difference
had
that
Yeah,
between
right.
you gotta be like that
shooting.
though.
At
Like,
6.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
shoot the 500, but how
Right.
many did you make out of the 500?
Yeah.
That's what I love
My
about
thing
sports.
is right. Yeah.
and
Like,
the
what did you
mindset.
play? Well,
I played football, basketball, and track. I did track in college. Wanted to play basketball too, but track was more my go-to because my senior year I won state in my event, so that was an easy ticket. But yeah, but basketball
Routines too, right? You very
routines though, yeah.
disciplined.
Like, but you're saying basketball
Yeah.
was like my favorite sport. That was a
Right.
sport that really got me wanting to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I grew up watching Allen Iverson, watching Kobe, so watching people like Kobe, work ethic. Allen Iverson, because I'm not a tall guy, but watching some guy like that do something, I'm like, yo, I could be like this cat.
Mm-hmm.
I have the athleticism. I was like, I could be like this cat.
Word. That's
And
what. Yeah.
That's
got-
good.
I was the shortest on every basketball team I've been on throughout my whole career, high school, college, and pro.
Yep.
But God blessed me with some heart, right, and some quickness and some jumping ability,
you go.
and I had no fear. I didn't care how tall you were. I didn't care, man. I didn't have no
Scrappy.
fear
Who's gonna
at,
get him?
at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's do or die.
What would you, if you gave
Yeah.
yourself like a comp to a player, whether past or present? Who would you say your point guard was more like? Because you play point guard, right?
You're at PG. Yeah.
So who would play? Would you say past or present? That because of like you said
Yeah.
the way you attack the game and how you play, like just to kind of give us a visual.
I was, man.
Because I'm hearing Pat Beverly basically
Word.
without the trash talking and the annoying shit, but like
Pat
Pat
Beverly
Beverly.
works. Yeah.
He is a scrappy,
Right.
tough, like, you know, he had to play
Yeah.
in like
He
overseas
annoying.
and really earn his path back to the league. Like he had to come up from the bottom.
Yeah,
You know,
because I was in Japan. I had to go to Osaka. I didn't get drafted right out of high school. I mean, out of college. I had to go to Osaka, Japan, and play there for some years. And then I had to go from there to Barcelona, Spain, and played there for some years. And then I
Nice.
finally got a chance to play with the Clippers. And then when that happened, when I finally got the op, I blew out my knee, tore my meniscus and ACL.
and at the
Oh.
time,
And it was
the technology
business.
wasn't there to get
Right,
you back.
Yeah.
right.
The
But,
same way.
but also it's business. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go from goods to damaged goods.
Right.
And that's what it is. And it's just part of the business, and it sucks because but it was all the perseverance. I never stopped because I wanted to
you
achieve
got
that
there.
vibe.
You
Yeah.
held your own.
Right. And I worked and I put it in. So I share with kids like,
Yep.
yo, it's a certain mentality.
That mentality,
That's
building
good.
it, building it young is very important too. Building the mindset to want to work, because one thing about athletes over a lot of other people is their work ethic. Like they're willing to do above and beyond what other people are willing to do.
Yep.
For me, for example, when I play sports, it's like I don't know, not everybody's the same way, but it's like I'm very like I don't know if it's like passive aggressively competitive, but like you'll say something to me like you're saying, oh, you did such and such. I'm like, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna catch you later. I'm about to be in here another couple hours, burning you out. Because tomorrow, when you're like, damn, why is he outrunning everybody every time? Because I've been putting in way more work than
Doing
you.
all the
like,
work.
yeah, and it just becomes natural to me. It's effortless.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's gonna happen.
That
It's
does- that does
I mean,
happen.
like my man Nick. I see him, and he don't know that I'm watching, but I'm watching him. Like Ped, and he's in state. He out of state, back in New York, putting in work. Like he's chasing his dream.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I pray for him. I pray for
Thank
you,
you,
King.
man. I appreciate
Like
that.
you know what I'm saying? It's like I see the work and it's the mentality, and that's with all of you guys, man. Y'all doing something, and you guys are being impactful. And the ultimate goal with everything that we're all doing to impact people's lives is when it's time to go, when our life flashes before our eyes, we want to make sure that it's worth watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
That have to be the mentality.
Yep. That's so true.
The legacy you leave
Yeah.
behind for sure. Like you
Yep.
know, it's crazy because you deal with just a lot of rejection in entertainment, in acting, whatever field, in comedy. There's so many variables and things you can't control, and you try to
Yeah.
put forth in all these little different eggs, and at some point you kind of become selfish with the actions of it, but then sometimes you have to like take yourself back and say, well, what did I get in this to do? And I know for at the core, I really do just want to make people laugh and have a good time wherever I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And like just different ways of doing that, whether it's stand up, whether it's podcasting, whether it's writing a sketch or a film or a short or a TV show or whatever. My goal is to entertain and make people laugh. Like if I'm doing that, that should be the only thing. Obviously, you know, the financial parts get weird and rocky, but like, yeah, I always try to remind myself like I love making people laugh, you know, however I can. So
Yeah, and that's
yeah.
and that's
That's good.
dope. And going back to the event, That's
Right.
why I wanted to marry the foster care kids and the comedy, because with everything that's going on right now, the world needs to laugh.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Right.
I should be available that Sunday.
Definitely.
You know,
See,
if you,
look
if,
at
if
that.
you, you know,
And,
I'm just,
and word up, and
Yeah.
laughter's good for the soul.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Amen.
So
Yes.
I wanted to marry the two and bring it, because it's foster care kids in every city, every
Every
state.
city.
Yeah, every
There's
city.
comedy
Yeah.
clubs in every city and every state.
That's
right?
very true.
That's
So
very
let's
true.
marry the two and let's go bless these foster care kids and do our thing nationwide. And that was the mentality behind the Jingle Jokes and Jams. Let's set it off. Let's make it dope.
Jokes and jams.
And let's do something fly as you know, as black people, and leave a legacy
Yep.
and do our thing.
And one more time, remember that's December 19th, 5 p.m. at the Laugh Factory, and then the after party is going to be at the Dragonfly,
Yes,
7 p.m. So make sure you guys get tickets.
I'm sliding through.
You know, make sure you hit up James if you want to follow it. One more time, just plug the site so that we can,
Yes.
you know.
The site is T1 R1 FD.org.
.org. Boom.
.org.
And it was the IG, what's the Instagram?
The IG is the same,
Same.
without
Okay.
the .org,
Without
but
the
it's
.org.
T1
Yeah.
R1 FD on Instagram.
Okay.
And then for the basketball part, just in case y'all
Uh-huh.
have kids and want to bring them out, it's D_up_basketball.
Yeah, so.
And you guys ever need assistance with like
Okay.
having people come out there and like work with the kids at
Yeah,
all?
def.
Oh, yeah.
That would be
Volunteer.
fun.
Yeah. It's cool. I really wanted to bust their ass, but it was my first
Yeah.
time, so I was like, you know, I'm going to let
Hey
them
man,
live.
hey, I'm gonna tell you something. These new kids are different.
Yeah, they
These
still.
are- I don't know what's in the water. Or
Do you
not.
think you think the
Like,
kids
we
you
gonna
work with, they
bring
got more
both
natural
Nicks
skill?
out. I told Nick over here
Nick
that I
too,
need him
yeah.
to bring the jersey off the rafters over here.
Oh,
Bring both
Lord,
Nicks
yep.
out.
Nick,
Will,
you-
Will,
Especially
you gotta
Nick.
You
come
playing.
through, man.
I'm down.
Like,
Nick.
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
want y'all to come through and rock with the kids, man, and have a good time with the kids,
These
man.
new
I
kids
want
be
y'all to
12,
come
That would be
through,
fun.
man.
Yeah.
The skill level, you think is a lot different? Like, you think they a lot better as far as just how they know how to do stuff than when you were a kid? Like, do you believe in the
Yeah.
evolution of basketball in a sense? You can be honest.
It's a different vibe when I play, because here it is. I mean, this is just real talk.
Yeah.
Like, we street ballers that learned the organized game,
Right.
right? Coaches had to tell us, don't come in the gym with that street shit, right? So we had to learn the organized game.
Yeah.
The kids nowadays grew up in the gym,
That's
Right.
right? So it blows my mind a little bit. Like, when they fall, I'm like, you really gonna stay down
Get
there?
your ass back up.
I need my trainer. My
They're
ankle
like,
isn't
hold
wrapped.
on.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, Nick,
That's
I'm
crazy
bugging.
to
Like,
me.
wait, you really gonna
It's a
stay
foul.
down there?
They
Like,
waiting for somebody to pick them up.
Right,
I'm
they like,
I need to get treatment. Like,
Yeah.
treatment? Motherfucker.
like, we couldn't call
Yeah.
like fouls in the park. Like,
Man.
because we was playing against older guys.
Yeah.
Of course, that's
Yeah.
how you get better. You play
Older
against
guys,
bigger guys.
they play
And that's
different game.
I didn't understand the AAU vibe when
Yeah.
parents, and I don't know if y'all ever heard this before, but when the parents be complaining about a kid, that kid's too old. He shouldn't be playing in this age group. He's lying about his age. We should
So?
see his birth certificate.
Right.
And that always bugged me out, because I'm like, I don't care if he's too old. Let him play. And here's why. What you don't realize, and this go back to elementary, but I'm gonna use high school. What you gonna do when your kid is a freshman and he make varsity? He gonna be playing against kids 2 and
Right.
3
Yeah.
years older than
They'll
him.
be
older
anyway,
than
right?
him.
18 years
Yep.
old.
It's,
Like,
it's,
what
it's the
you-
best grooming possible.
Right. And
Grooming
then
process.
just think
Teach 'em.
about elementary. When y'all's in elementary,
Yep.
and tell me if I'm wrong, and chime in, Nick,
Yeah.
if you know, right?
Nick
When y'all
knows.
was in elementaries, Will, whether you was in the 4th grade or 5th grade, when y'all went to that basketball court, was y'all not playing against 6th
It
graders
didn't
and 5th
matter.
graders?
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Them older
You,
kids.
you wanted to because you felt like that's what I mean in New
Well, it
York.
was one court. Everybody would play
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
it.
you
It
want to
was
get on the
elementary
court. You
school.
don't want to get
You
left
guys
out.
did,
You want to be
Well,
sitting.
my dad used to tell me when I was younger is he would say, in order to get better, you got to play better people. So so
Yeah.
I used to always target. So even me at practice, even if I maybe one day got cooked, there was like specific people. I'm like, I know this cat is a beast, and everybody would like look around. I'm like, nah, I want him. That was just me though.
Yeah.
personally.
Pick up the tough
I was like,
assignment.
I got to do, even if I know, because it's gonna make me that much of a better person. It got to a
Yeah.
point where now, like, we're on level playing fields. He's like, yo, I actually now he got to guard me too.
Right.
like,
Yeah. One thing I
That's nice.
always knew I had to do because like in New York you get sized up a lot. Like it just doesn't matter if you look a certain way or whatever, and people will just naturally
that
look at
vibe
me
when I
and be
was
like,
there.
you know, I'm soft. I'm whatever. And so I had to always like have a chip, play with a chip, because kids would easily want to like try me, like they think they could bump me around. I'm skinny, so I learned banging was important early on. So like by the time I was in middle school, high school, I wanted to play. So even if we are undersized, my teams were always undersized. We just were a small school, and I had to play with I had to play the 4 and bang with sick kids who were 6'5", 6'6", and I could jump a little bit. I had a good second jump, so it's like you get tired, but like I always knew this is what I have to do to stay on the court, because you just if I'm not skilled enough to play a guard or whatever like that, I'm gonna do the small stuff. I'm gonna set the screens. I'm gonna get the rebounds. I'm gonna
role player,
go for the go for the ball scrap, whatever.
Smart.
So.
Y'all childhood sound nice, man.
Oh Lord.
My dad, man, he would take me and my brother to the gym, and he would tell us on the way there, like, man, y'all not good enough to play with me, man. So y'all gotta play at the other end with the sorry dude. And you gotta put this in your mind. It's your father telling you this. So like, he's like, you just not good enough. He's like, I don't come up here to lose.
Right.
So, and then the flip side, he wouldn't let me play. I had to play with my brothers.
Right.
It didn't matter who was us on the team. If I came with them 2 dudes, you could pick up anybody else, but you got to take them 2. And they weren't basketball players. So these are football players and a shot putter, nigga. Like,
Shot putter.
and we're playing against high level competition my whole life growing up. So my pops, I don't know if he was preparing me for that, but he always was like, listen, don't try to stack your team. Don't be prepared for whatever come your way. So if you have to step up and be the best player, if you got to be the scorer today, and one day he seen us playing down there. We won for like 2 weeks straight, didn't lose.
Nice.
I got tired of these conversations, and my dad, one of the greatest moments in my childhood was like, "Hey, y'all playing with me today?"
Woo!
And then I felt like I got drafted to the NBA, nigga. I was like, nigga.
Damn.
Right.
But
Dangling that
it
carrot.
took like
What
3
happened that
years.
game?
It took like 3 years.
Y'all win or
Of
lose?
course, I ain't lost since. Are you serious?
Okay.
But
Nice.
he drilled that mentality into me that he wasn't gonna hand me
Method
anything.
to the madness.
Like he wasn't gonna hand me nothing. Even my dad was like, he would be honest, like, you're not good enough to do it. So unless you work at it, unless you get better at it, he wasn't gonna sugarcoat it. So
Right.
Because then
that's what's missing today from the kids.
Yeah.
that's the
Like
test.
my
That's how you
son,
teach
How
them.
bad you want it.
Yeah, with my son, you used to tell him the same vibe, like, yo, like, you ain't nothing till you beat me, right? I'll tell him that, and even like probably about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, he stuck his chest out. I had to cook his ass.
Still got it.
Like, yo, I had to cook his ass.
As you
I
should.
had to cook him, yo.
Yeah, you
And
just,
I'm
I
like,
could just
don't
tell
forget.
off the grown man weight alone, you just know how to do. You do stuff
Like,
in the
Man.
little.
Right.
You got experience, like.
What you
funny.
said, I dunked on my mom before. Hopefully she's not listening to this.
Oh Lord.
dunked on your mom.
Yo,
That's wrong. That's wrong.
no. When my dad programmed me like that, you taking no prisoners. I had to work
Right.
too hard to play basketball.
Right.
So we playing one day. My mom talking shit how she used to play point guard, and I said, if you get out here,
Yeah.
I'm booming on you. Like, it's no.
You go get her.
Damn.
She stood
Damn,
out
she
there.
was
Nigga,
funny.
Oh, that's funny.
She
by the rim and got his took off.
Damn.
Boomed on her right in front of everybody.
And it
Everybody's
went
like,
down.
I went
my
down.
brother tried to
Yeah.
whoop
She
on me,
make you
man,
dinner that
but
night?
nah, she
She
thought it
should've
was
beat your
funny.
ass that night.
Yeah.
Yo,
thought it was
but your
funny, but-
mom's is a lot
Nice.
like my sister. Let me tell you this. My sister, 6'4",
Oh wow.
6'4".
So she played
She
ball
was,
too.
and this is what I share with kids. Let me just brief y'all. I'm sorry about this. Look, we supposed to be over here. Y'all got a show, and we talking
Sorry,
sports
no,
the
it's
whole
cool.
time.
Hey, ain't mad at
Hey,
it.
I
We
love
apologize.
sports.
After this.
I
We love
apologize.
sports.
But she didn't touch a basketball, and I share this with kids and parents because they like, oh, she didn't touch a basketball until the 9th grade.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
so let's put this into perspective. So obviously in the 9th grade she sucked.
Yeah.
She got a little better in the 10th grade. Things didn't really take off until her junior and her sophomore year. I mean, junior and the senior year. And during that, let's say 2.5 years,
She put mad work in.
she became a high school All-American.
Nice.
And then
yeah.
she went to UNLV.
Wow. There we go.
She's the all-time rebounder and shot blocker in the history of UNLV, and the all-time rebounder in the history of UNLV.
Wow.
6'4", right?
Wow.
And
Nice.
so
Congratulations.
she the one taught me the game. Like she
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
taught me the vibe. So one day I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna dunk on
like
you.
the-
The same vibe, Nick. The same vibe.
Get her. He's gonna get her.
And my
That's funny.
sister's like, man, let me tell you something. And she was crystal clear. She was like, if you go up to try to dunk on me,
Laying your ass out.
I will punch you in your nuts before.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
And
that
she
is
was
funny.
serious. She was
Shit.
like,
That
"Yeah,
is
you
too
get.
funny.
I'll hit you in the nuts before I let you dunk on me."
Right.
Like that was so. Your mom's was a lot nicer.
Oh, yeah.
She know I could dunk.
You did a sneak.
I'm
You
like
got a
16.
sneak
She didn't know
attack
I
on
could
your
get
mom?
off on her.
Got you.
You
That's
know, we got a phone
wrong.
call.
That's
You guys
wrong.
want to take the
Oh, yeah,
call?
let's go
Oh,
take
yeah.
it
Yeah,
in.
let's take the phone call.
Caller.
Here's the problem with
Hilarious.
Vern.
Vern.
He didn't even call.
now.
What's
They
that,
want to
huh?
give kids these things called bullshit participation trophies. And they want kids to believe that second and third place is okay and you don't have to win to be a winner and all this other
Vern.
bullshit. And that's why they're making these kids soft. So if to cut all that bullshit out, be like, look, take your ass out there and win. If you don't win, then you work on it and you become better than you were last time. Ain't no participation trophy. Because, see, like Speedy said once before, like at the luncheon, because we had a luncheon, they was giving out participation trophies. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. He told us about
Nigga
that.
so aggressive.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
what about
Thank you,
the
Vern.
kids
Thank you
who
for the call,
Thank you for the
Vern.
call, Vern.
Thanks, Vern.
I don't, people complain about participation trophies, but
Uh-huh.
what about the kids who just doing it for recreation?
That's
Right.
true.
Like
Not everybody has
teamwork,
mama
yeah.
mentality.
Yeah,
when
like-
play
They don't,
sport.
yeah.
Don't.
Yeah,
Right,
they should get a
it's-
trophy
You'll
for
know who
sprinting
goes
and shit
there.
for
It's
40
true.
Because,
minutes.
see, I played softball, so I was trained
That's a
to
tough
win,
sport,
win,
boy.
win.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like you said, participation trophy, you see the ones that lose and you're like, they got the participation trophy.
it's
But,
like- it's like-
but it also helps them because, it makes them feel like they won something, I think.
Yeah.
In
it's
some
like
sense.
in tournaments, right? Like we'll play tournaments and like you
gotta have
you
some
know, I would
participation,
definitely want to win and the tournaments and everything,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to lose. Like period.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Uh-huh.
You can still get first. But your first is gonna be like you the first loser. like,
Yeah.
so
That's how
don't
you
feel
flip
bad.
it.
You still got the first place. You the first
Yeah.
loser.
Yeah,
right? But
I remember going to and then after we'll probably right after this. I remember going to the 5-star camp my junior year, and it's like but before then I just been playing in like the tournaments for my school. My coach had us in little rec leagues, little summer whatever, just to get us ready for the season. And when I went to the 5-star camp, that's when I really okay, this is another level. Like there's good around who you play your game with, and these kids who are elite, like they consistently getting 25,
Buckets.
30 points.
Yeah.
Moves to the rack, or kids who can really shoot. Not like you make a couple of shots here and there. No, like they really do this, and they separate from the pack. And I'm like, okay, like they really like live this stuff. And in the 5-star, they're not trying to give out no participation. It's like you getting your ass whipped, or if you can't even go hard in a drill, then get out of here. Like why are you even here? Like it's very. And I was like, oh yeah, we've been kind of like coddled a little bit. Because
it's different.
it's
And
wolves. These
Yeah.
kids are wolves.
It's different. It's like a transition.
It's
Yeah.
it's mind
It's
blowing.
AAU.
Yeah,
shit
it's-
now. Like I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the AAU.
No, really?
Yeah, because
I
I'm
never
gonna tell
played
you.
AAU ball.
I'm gonna tell you why.
afford it.
Because when we played, it was the best cats in the city
Mm-hmm.
when
Yeah.
we played. Not you on the team because your dad bought the uniforms.
Right.
Right.
It was
Oh,
none of
yeah.
that
money to
vibe.
influence.
It
There's
was,
a lot
yeah,
of
like
politics.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying.
Politics.
It's watered down, and I be real, and I tell parents this, and if it's parents listening that have kids on it, I tell you, talk to your kid, ask your kid, what is his wish list? Have him pick 5 schools that he would love to play for if he could, right? And what you do. You sit, if it's Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, whatever, what you do, you send them to their overnight camp. See, then what you're doing is you cutting out the middleman. AAU is just the middleman, right? Now you're sending them straight to the source. Like, do that make sense?
Yeah.
You send them straight because now
can watch
he's
your development.
dealing directly with the coaches.
Yeah.
The coaches know the parents.
Better use of your money.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
you sending them closer to his dream. Because I'm going to tell you this, the AAU, I'm going to use this. Like, Nick, if you the number 8 player in the country, and Nick, you the number 7 player in the country, and y'all playing at 7 o'clock, and then I'm the number 1 player in the country, and Will the number 2 player in the country, and we playing in the other gym at 12 o'clock, where are all the coaches going to go? To the number 1 or 2. So you're rolling the dice. That don't mean that they're going to come and see you, right? So why not send them to the source? Save your money with AAU, all that money you spending all year for AAU, and just wait for the summer and send them out to the overnight camps to Kentucky, to UCLA, send them straight to the coaches. Straight them, and that's getting closer to a dream. Then people going to be wondering, like, how the hell you get a letter from Duke?
We've been watching him since he was 10.
Like, how did you get a letter from Duke?
We saw him. We saw potential. He kept
Right.
Yeah.
And he kept coming to the camp, and they the ones that was molding him and growing down. Next thing you know, he had Duke.
Early commitment.
Yep.
My man committed at 15.
Like, do that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a good thing. I think you have to always compete with the fact that, like, how many people can go to the camps though. You talking about
if you got money to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
for
You got money.
AAU
that's where you send your
Yeah,
kids,
they
right?
got
all
I was gonna
year,
say, I couldn't afford
Yeah.
AAU.
but that's what I'm saying. If
expensive.
you got money to play year-round basketball, AAU, you have that money, then you have that money to save and keep and save it for the summer and send your kids to these overnight camps.
And I would say this.
Yep.
I got invited to a 5-star basketball camp too when I was in high school for being one of the top guards in California. And like you said, and like you're saying, I think that's the best thing for kids is to actually get around the environment so you can actually have a realistic measuring stick, you know?
Yep, it was the best thing ever because I realized, I'm not where these kids are. I never worked as hard as they did, and I wasn't elite. I didn't have elite skills. You can be like
gotta
cool
realize
in
that.
areas,
Oh,
but
yeah.
these kids, this kid can dribble and create his ass off consistently. This dude can get his own shot from the perimeter consistently. This dude is huge, but he also knows how to use his size, and he's not just a tall, whatever. Like, they know how to do things like very, very well.
It's not just in your
execution.
community.
They know how to run plays and stuff.
And then you understand how much work you have to put in. The coach pulled me to the side and said, look, man, you're having a good game, man, but if you want to play professional basketball, you can't be 6 feet and good.
You gotta be.
You have to be
You
amazing.
gotta be the best player out here.
You gotta be the best. Yeah.
And I was sitting there looked at him like, what the fuck? But I
Fighting
looked
chance.
around, the average guard was 6'4".
Fighting.
So he told me straight up, said, listen, if you want to make something out of this, you can't be like them.
Come on, Chris Paul.
You gotta be the best player out here because you gotta
Yep.
make up for that
Trae
shit.
Young.
And
Trae Young, yeah.
it put everything in perspective. Like, damn, as hard as I'm working, I have to work twice as hard, 3 times as
Literally.
hard. I got to put in more work, and it made things more realistic and honest with myself
You gotta
about
shoot better,
about
be
the
better.
journey. So I think that's very important. Instead of sending your kids to
Yeah.
these camps where they're around their friends,
Yep.
believe in the hype, that you really need to go out. I
Get your
played
ass
against an NBA
busted.
player. And I'm sure Will can testify to this because I'm sure you got in the ring with a real boxer before. Even if it's just a spar, you realize immediately
Yeah.
what a professional is
Oh yeah.
and somebody who's doing this shit for exercise.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same sport.
I had
I'm
the
trying to tell
luxury.
people.
Wow.
In my school, we played against Brandon Knight. He was a lottery pick for the Pistons.
My
Nice.
God.
Yeah.
Stanford.
From-
Wow.
no, he went to UF, I think.
Who?
Brandon Knight.
Brandon Knight.
Went
Yeah.
to the Pistons after that.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got drafted
no,
by the
college.
I'm
Pistons.
thinking of
Yeah.
my man
Oh, yeah.
from Jersey that went to Stanford, Knight.
Brevin.
I'm horrible with college names, but
Stanford.
Yeah, you think a little further back.
Brevin Knight. Yeah,
Brevin, the point
Brevin
guard.
Knight. The
Yeah.
point.
Well, Brandon was also a point guard, but
Yeah.
he was.
Like, was that his brother?
No, they're not related.
They
wow.
weren't
Brandon Knight
related?
was
No,
nice.
no, no.
Yeah, Brandon Knight. Nice.
And he was a lot older.
Yeah.
He's a lot older. But Brandon, he was a serious like problem, and he played at a prep school, and he was just dominant. And then you could just see, he was 6'2", 6'3", but quick. He was just cooking us. And then we went to the camp, and he was like. Then you saw him going against other top guys, and you saw like, oh yeah, like
looked
they're
regular.
in the case of their own. He didn't look regular, but you saw him get challenged. Like when he played our school, it wasn't a challenge.
Right.
And then when he was playing against the other
Just
top
the dude
guards,
dropping 50 points and
Yeah,
just like
he
we can't
can-
do nothing
Yeah.
about it. Like
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's a different.
Yeah.
If y'all notice the Division One, people, man, I want to play Division One basketball. Y'all notice they broke down. It's a breakdown to Division One.
oh, right now because of
Well, it's-
overtime.
No. Listen,
and
I'm talking about it's unspoken, but people know about it, and they rank you low Division One,
Oh yeah.
mid Division One, and high Division One.
Right.
The schools are even ranked like
Yeah.
that.
Like Dame Lillard's
like,
school was a
like
mid-division
you got a
one.
mid Division One game.
yeah.
Like or you're a low Division One athlete. It's like you Division One, but you're low Division
Lower
One.
tier, yeah.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
different tiers to it. And a lot of people don't know
Unless
that.
you
They
went to
just think
Davidson.
D1 is D1.
Yeah, shifting to some boxing. So we're gonna get to Will's fight corner.
Oh, my fight corner, yeah.
So-
I guess we can touch upon some fights. There's been some actually good fights this month.
We saw this weekend.
We saw this week. Yeah, I
watched-
mean,
he
just
invited
tying
me over for a
back.
couple fights.
You just tying back. A couple weeks ago, we had Teofimo Lopez against George Kambosos, which huge upset of the year. This past week, we had
who won? You gotta
George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, and Teofimo Lopez was predicted to knock him out early, and he lost.
So if you hedged your bets on George,
So yeah, if you had money on George, you probably got paid out. So
Yeah,
nice.
got paid.
This past weekend, we had two good fights. We had Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz on Saturday. That was a really good fight, went 12 rounds. And then
that was a great fight. We was watching.
we watched it, yeah. Nick had a chance to come over. We kicked it at the crib, watched it, had some food.
Nice.
Who won? Devin won that, right?
Devin Haney won, yeah.
Devin. It was
as predicted.
It was that prediction worked out.
Yeah.
But it was really clear to see like who was in control of the fight.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight. Like it wasn't like homie wasn't like challenging him or trying to step to him. Just Devin was just able to kind of like
He's a superior boxer.
Just win it.
He good.
what kind of ringtone you got, James? What's going on?
Mary jamming over there.
Mary
I was
Poppins.
like, hey.
West Side Story.
It was all loud. I was like,
But
jamming.
yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Devin Haney's a supreme boxer. The other dude, he's nice on getting on the inside, but just
Uh-huh.
if you know the game and you got the IQ, you know what I'm saying? He pushed him forward. And then
How
also,
do you push someone? If you could break that down, like how do you like if you know you're superiorly
You-
intellectually, like how
you gotta use your strengths. I'm gonna use one of the fights I went to on Sunday as an example. Like Devin Haney, he got reach. He had a 7-inch reach advantage.
Okay.
Why you gonna fight him on the inside when you can just keep him out? Especially if you're faster than him, you can prevent him from even touching you.
Right.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm not gonna keep getting. A lot of people want you to bang in boxing.
Why?
It's like I'm gonna hit you and I'm gonna get out the way.
Why do you think that they prefer to bang if the smarter strategy is to not
Well,
do that?
for boxers, yeah, I mean, some boxers, it's more strategic to play that way, like a Floyd Mayweather, for example. But the audience wants to see something. They're like, "Oh, you weren't good because you weren't taking hits." It's like, why did I need to take hits?
Right.
I want to see him knocked out.
Right, and that's why everybody likes Gervonta Davis, because outside of this past fight this Sunday, he knocked out what 24 out of the 25 people.
Wow. Yeah, got good ratio.
Yeah.
So people are like, "Oh, we're gonna see a knockout," but even though he didn't knock this dude out this weekend.
What was the fight that we saw where homie got like knocked down? It was literally 2 rounds.
Oh my gosh.
Four knockdowns in 2 rounds. 3 in the first round, and then the 4th one they called it in the second round. That
wow.
was
Cause so they used to have like a three knockdown rule. Like if you got knocked
Yeah.
down 3 times, the fight was over. You wasn't
Right.
hanging. But so now they got it so like there's no third. If you get that in the contract, you can get knocked down 3 times, and it gets to the point where just when you stop throwing punches, then they'll call the fight.
Like, that's it.
But it's like why you even got to get to that? But what I was gonna say is so the undercard for the Gervonta Davis fight, because I was fortunate enough to actually go to the fight this Sunday.
right. How was the energy in the arena?
Energy was dope.
In
It was
crypt-
dope.
in
When they came
crypto,
out, yeah.
was it
And then
crypto?
like obviously
Crypto.com?
LA is very Hispanic.
Yeah.
So
yes,
the guy
it
who
is.
fought him, who was like a not known guy, he was Mexican, so Mexicans turned up. They came out, flags was running, then we had the Gervonta Davis people, we was in there. But the fight right before that, there was a guy who was forget his name. It's like last name was Fedora, but he's 6'5", almost 6'6".
Oh, wow.
And the dude he fought was 5'10". But he was like fighting inside, like they were like going inside. I'm like, bro, you got reach galore.
Wow.
Never let this dude touch you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never. And he
yeah.
was up there trying to, I guess for the fans, he ended up winning, but it was a sloppy ass fight.
Wow.
I wanted to shed some light on the female boxers that we also caught. Let's give them some attention because one was that retained her title, right?
Mescal, I forget her first name, but she's a boxer from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
She
That was a good fight too.
She was an undisputed champion, welterweight champion, and she actually won this fight with ease. I'm surprised we were
nice.
watching the fight. I'm surprised they didn't call her earlier. She was whooping old girl's ass.
Yeah, she was.
Dang.
But the other girl had a chin. She was standing up.
Yeah, her
was
chin
standing.
She was
yeah.
getting
Oh,
blasted, but she
wow.
was like, yeah.
She was still standing, though.
She was still standing though. Yeah.
And what was
That's it right there.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just giving it to her.
Oh, wow.
Beating
Oh,
that
wow.
The white girl kept coming back though.
Yeah.
Is she
Give
white?
it
You know,
She looked white. I mean,
Paley. I call her
right.
Paley.
Paley.
She got cornrows, but don't get it confused. It's boxing.
And
Oh,
the homegirl
wow.
who won
So
the
she
fight, she
still-
had like a day job. She was like, what did she do?
Yeah, they said she
on
was
the
a
side?
banker. They
she
said
was
she
a banker.
was a banker and then training her ass off
Training
for these fights
on the
before.
side.
Wow.
So
like
before she got to
hustling.
the undisputed like nature and actually able to make
Nice.
some money, she was in there putting in double time.
She's going in, too.
Like the girl she's fighting, I believe, is still a barista.
Damn.
And that sounds crazy. Like you're putting in this type of work, but you still got to go to work.
Be a
Yeah.
barista. She can wear that hat or some shit. Yeah. What fights coming
that's
up
a work.
do we have to look forward to?
Oh man,
Anything you're excited
right?
about?
Yeah,
I mean,
who else is fighting?
there's a fight coming up. I'm not very exciting. I'm thinking of like, well, the best fights that I was looking forward to seeing just happened this past 2 weekends. I'm looking forward to seeing the contracts that are going to be made because of those fights. Because you had a huge upset, and the guy ended up gaining like 4 belts. So Devin Haney, he was able to hold his belt. Now the other guy wants to get his belt to be the undisputed champion. So if they can get that fight to happen, it would be George Kambosos versus Devin Haney.
Okay.
That's the fight that I would like to see right now.
Nice.
That would be a good one.
A lot of belts in the
A lot
fold.
of I mean, you're getting like 5 belts off one fight, and a hefty paycheck. Right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm all for that when it comes down to the fight game right now. But yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Get them fights.
What's next on the docket? A-Dot.
Okay, so let's go
A-Dot
with
got some stuff,
our
some movies we
question.
watching. Oh yeah, we can go to
Yes.
question.
You
We'll go to
guys
question
know
first,
which question. What was your favorite line from a movie or book?
Oh gosh.
Mine
let's go
is-
around the room first. I
That's
gotta
tough.
think about some.
Go.
No, I
You
don't want
wanna
to go
go?
first. I want to think first.
Oh, okay. You want me to go?
Yeah.
Mine is from Tombstone. I'm your Huckleberry.
Why?
I love that line, and I love that movie. That's probably one of my favorites. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to pick a one line out
Like
of
a one
song,
line,
like,
yeah.
Throwback from a movie. It definitely gonna be a movie,
Yeah.
not a book. I don't read enough books, but.
I
Anybody else
also
got one?
like.
James, you got one?
There's
one
so
away?
many
I was gonna say I
Yeah,
also
like-
like I see
But
dead
she
people.
said
I see
specifically
dead
from when you
people.
grew
Mine
up.
is
From when you
from
grew
when
up.
it- yeah.
movie that was
Yeah.
ill, that was funny to me was when Life, I'm that baby pappy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Everybody started coming out claiming the mixed kid out. Yeah, that was
Man.
funny. That's it. You never
I'm a
that
fan
would
of,
never
Oh,
leave.
that
Just like-
one.
That was classic.
Yeah.
I'm a fan
That's
of
a classic one, yeah.
New Jack City, Wesley Snipes is sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
I be saying that shit to people now for no reason. Like, got shit to do with the conversation. Like,
That's a good
Damn,
one.
what did I really like?
What's yours, Nick or Nick?
I feel bad
You
if I
probably-
say mine.
Go
What
ahead.
is it? I can already feel it.
This is horrible. As soon as you said it, the only 2 lines I thought about was thin line between love and hate.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Omar
No.
Lawrence?
What's
Oh.
love got to do with it when Ike Turner threatened Tina Turner when he said, if you die on me, I'll kill you.
yeah.
And
That's a
as-
crazy ass nigga, right?
As
there.
a
That's
kid,
the-
I just could not wrap my head around that
Die
shit.
on
I'm
me.
like, this
Kill
nigga said, if
Die.
you die, I'm gonna. I was like,
And the
this
way
is
he
like-
said it though.
And the
Right.
way,
Like, 'cause
exactly.
it was in the
Down on
ambulance.
me.
That
Kill
fucked
me.
me up.
Right.
That fucked me up. And then
Like-
my man from Lawrence.
Fishburne?
Fishburne?
Nah, not Lawrence Fishburne. He played Old Dog in Men's Society.
Oh, Lawrence Tate.
Lawrence Tate.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lawrence Tate in Dead
Uh-huh.
Presidents when he's arguing with his woman. He's
Uh-huh.
like, "I'll kill you, Juanita," and he was shaking her and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love that scene so much, but I did some research on it, and she actually had like a mini heart attack when he grabbed her.
Wow.
It looked so real as a
got
kid.
whiplash?
Like
Yeah.
they did such a great acting
the
job,
reason
but
why.
come to find out, like she actually had a panic attack, and she freaked out because of how aggressive he was, and he slammed her up against the wall and shit. So the whole thing was real. They just,
Oh,
they just caught it
wow.
on camera.
Who
so.
directed that? Because I
It was,
know a lot of
it was
people.
one of my,
Wow.
it was one of my
That
favorite
was,
scenes in the
the
film.
Hughes
Dang.
brothers.
Because
Because I was gonna say a
Which
lot
one
of
was
That's Menace to Society.
No, Dead
No,
President.
no,
Oh,
Dead
Dead
President.
90.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
95. My bad.
Yeah,
Dead
the Hughes
Presidents.
brothers
Yeah,
was
that
best.
Hughes
was a
brothers
good
also.
one.
They did that also.
Wow.
Because I was gonna say some of the Quentin Tarantino films, he likes to get that real energy. Like I think there was
Yeah.
a scene, I forget which actor it was, but they said she was getting choked for real, and they said they were recording it, and they were like, "Stop!" And he was like, "No, there's a certain like look I wanted to get out of her."
Yeah.
Like, she turning blue, nigga. Like,
You said it had to
Died.
be, you said it had to be a
Right.
movie or a book?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it's my favorite, but something that
Oh,
I
gosh.
do often think about, and he kind of brought it up with Thin Line, is when Martin is kicking out Lynn Winfield, and he was like, "Now take your burnt pancakes and biscuits and get the fuck out." like he really had to call out the pancakes.
right.
Like take your burnt pancakes and your batter and get the fuck
And you
out.
know,
Like,
Martin, that
get
shit
out.
probably wasn't even in the script. Like,
yeah, that was, so it just always stuck out to me that he
Improvise.
really called out her taking her equipment as well as the pancakes and get the, like, who's gonna take some bad pancakes when they leave in the crib? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How do you kick them out? Like, I just
Yeah.
thought that was really extra. But I don't know if that's my favorite, but that's what I'm thinking about. Like, yeah.
there's a lot of
Um,
lines out there.
There's a lot of lines.
Maybe also Will Smith and Bad Boys, like when they're fighting in the grocery store, and then the Indian man freeze mother bitches is like, no, you freeze, bitch. Now back up.
Yeah.
Get me a pair of tropical fruit bubblicious.
Oh, yeah.
Martin and some Skittles. Like
That's a good one too.
That can be my throwback one.
Yeah, some
Ooh.
throwbacks in there.
What you got?
Let's see here.
I think that one, that Harlem Nights joint. Remember when they was shooting the gun?
Nigga, that's
Was
my
it
favorite
him?
part.
Oh,
Don't
He
shoot
said,
that
"You
motherfucker."
don't shoot." He said, "Stop shooting." He said, bang, if you don't stop.
Whoever wrote that was a genius. Whoever told him to pull the little ass gun out.
Oh my god.
Eddie
That
wrote,
was a funny
wrote
movie.
directed, produced. That was, either in the script or they
Now-
ad-libbed that scene.
Now I got to cut you.
And my pinky toe.
Right. You done shot me in my pinky.
Oh, I like
was a good
when Red
movie.
Fox is telling Della Reese, it's like, you should talk to her. She's a sweet woman. Like, hey, how you gonna leave a glass of swallowed oranges? Well, swallow it and shut the fuck up. You should really talk to her. Like, just the switch was great.
That's some
Switch it up.
geniuses
Yeah,
in
that's,
movie.
that's
That was a
something
good one.
that stuck out. That stuck out for sure. Yeah.
Oh man.
She
Mine
gave
was
us one.
Tombstone, but
You got another one?
I was trying to think
I never
of
seen
another
Tombstone.
one. Oh, see, that's still one of my faves.
Tombstone?
Nick finally saw it.
Yeah, I didn't really like. I
He
couldn't
didn't
watch
like
the
it, but
video.
I
Who's in
love it.
Tombstone?
Val
them.
Kilmer,
All
this
of them
whole
on that
cast
wall.
right here,
Oh,
Kurt
yeah.
Russell,
Cast
yeah.
right there.
Got you.
Nights like this, I wish
Great part.
Oh, yeah.
raindrops would fall.
I think this one just came to mind because I watched M. Night Shyamalan's movie this past weekend. The old movie or whatever it is from the movie where the little boy says, "I see dead people."
Oh,
Oh, it's the Sixth Sense.
Oh, The
With
Sixth
Haley
Sense.
Joel Osment.
Yes,
Yeah, that was
that
such
was
a
like
thing.
a classic
'Cause
line.
That's how Ed was
Did
looking
you
on the
realize
chat.
in the
I mean-
movie that Bruce Willis was also a ghost?
No, not till
Nobody-
the end. I was like,
I did not
I
wow,
like the
biggest
way
twist.
yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
it.
I think
That was a good one.
I'm always gonna take from the. Okay, so one that I really enjoy you saying, I used to go back and forth, was the Temptations. Obviously, when David Ruffin goes, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis." Like, like that's just a fucked up. Like he's the
Like-
dude that started the group,
Right.
But at the same time, yes,
Like-
when your ego's involved
Yeah,
and
Otis
you're the
still
lead
around.
singer,
Yeah.
Otis is still alive.
He's still
actually,
alive.
yeah, he's
The
still,
one-
he's the last one. But nobody
made
coming
it.
to see you, Otis. We the voices. And then in the Jacksons Family Dream.
Oh my
their
God!
biopic,
Like
yeah.
6 hour.
so,
like,
yeah, it's still I
biopic.
watch all.
I
haven't
watch
seen
all
it
of it,
forever,
yeah.
but I watched
Watch
all
it.
5
Yeah.
parts. When Joseph goes, when they're already on,
yeah.
when he leaves the town, Michael, Marlon, who left the town in the swimming pool? You gonna get it? You gonna get it? And then Catherine comes out, Angela Bassett goes, Joseph, go to bed. Just go to bed. And then he goes, Michael, like he was still trying to be
That
mad about
character was
something.
so fucking funny.
He was all mad at them.
Lawrence Hilton Jacobs killed that shit. So that always like
Because
that
he
was-
went from like this face to
Mm-hmm.
immediate on 10.
Michael, Marlon, like, who left the towel in the soup? You gonna get it? Like he was still
Yeah.
trying to give out whoopings. Like these niggas
Go give me a
is 15.
switch. Go give me a switch.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard was in there, by the way.
So, can I
Man.
ask you guys a question?
What's up?
For sure.
What's that?
What do you guys think about this Kanye and Drake concert that's happening tonight?
For Larry
And,
Hoover.
for Larry Hoover, the whole vibe. Have y'all been?
Yeah,
I
People
watched
had
the,
a
I
thing
watched the
about
Kanye
that.
Drink Champs.
Yeah.
So I did catch when he expounded upon the whole back and forth with Drake and then trying to do this, the thing for Larry Hoover. And I
It's
think
the
with
prison it's the reform.
Reform.
Right? They fighting for all that too, right?
Yeah.
It's bringing attention
Attention.
to what's going on. So I wanted y'all opinion. That's what y'all think about that.
it's
so-
really muddled because with Kanye, there's always like he projects good intentions, but then it always becomes about
Man.
something else and not really
Yeah.
what the cause is. So it's like a good thing is technically, being done, but there's something more beneficial to it. You know what I mean? Like it's an
Especially him.
opportunity. After he talked to Jay Prince, and Jay Prince has this weird aura around him now. It's like whenever Jay Prince steps to you, like cats really like tone down. Jay is real. And I just want to
No, it's facts.
And I don't know
Like-
what it is about Jay that makes these guys just not want to like go as rah-rah as they are prior to when Jay. Like whenever Jay gets involved with you, you seem to not speak in that same kind of
It's
tone.
like a Godfather type vibe for real.
Yeah.
Like Jay,
Yeah.
like you get your chain snap. I remember when they caught Steve. They called Steve Francis, and they snatched his chain.
Wow, and Jay Prince helped him get it
Jay
back.
wow.
Jay made the call, and Steve had his chain back the next. No, like
Wow.
Jay.
See, that's the
When I
thing.
tell you,
Wow.
Jay is heavy.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this is a cool vibe, only because Jay Prince is. See, Larry is from Chicago,
Okay,
right?
important.
Kanye from Chicago.
Chicago.
So that's that connection.
Right.
But Jay Prince and Larry, Jay got that respect
From Larry's dad.
for Larry Hoover.
Right.
Like he been known about Larry, like it's
Long
that
time.
OG
shit.
respect thing. So it even what you're saying, Jay ain't having that vibe. And when Jay and remember, Drake started with Jay Prince.
That's his guy. Yeah. He
Right. So, but Jay overall is like the Godfather, like for real. And nobody move
challenges him.
when Jay say move.
Yeah.
And if Jay get involved, people like
It's so weird.
And have you ever heard him talk though?
Yeah.
He's
Like,
very
have you
like,
ever heard
he
him
did the Breakfast
talk and
Club.
how
He's very
calm?
low
he's
team,
very-
low
yeah.
calm
I get more nervous
Yeah.
with the calm talk.
Yeah, so it's weird
all-
because I didn't know about Jay Prince until the Pusha Drake beef. Like I really didn't know who it was. Like he
that was a whole.
he didn't register
Jay
in my
Prince?
subconscious. Like I didn't know about this guy, and I was just like, well, who's this cat? Like he was behind the scenes dude. So
That's Ghetto Boys.
okay,
That's-
got you.
He started them.
So old Houston.
Yeah, he started they were signing Rap a Lot as him.
Got you. Oh, okay.
He been in the game for a minute.
Your
But
favorite
and
Nick?
then Drake and Kanye.
The Ghetto Boys.
Their beef was ultimately like it was petty. Like their back and forth was silly. It was silly dumb shit. Drake was taking these subtle things, talking about messing around with Kim, and it was bothering Kanye. It like was really some schoolboy shit. But this concert is gonna be very impactful. So. It's good, on paper for the culture in a sense, but like with Kanye, it's unfortunate though. Like I said, Kanye has great intentions and he speaks to like really good things, but then his mind shifts and then he does these antics that make you kind of like, you just question him again. So I hope good comes out of it for sure. Obviously, but yeah, I just with especially with them two, I just feel like there's so many other agendas at play. But they obviously made nice enough to do a show together, so that's big because Kanye and Drake on the same stage is iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do y'all have
That's
a take
huge.
on the whole prison reform thing?
Do I have a take?
Do y'all have?
I can't say I do. It
what's
sounds like a good
happening
idea,
in the
though.
prisons
for
type
sure.
thing, Nick? Like the whole vibe and how they treating us and.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure most of us here have a lot of experience with people either in and out of the system. My brother just got out doing 15 years. You know what I mean? So, I'm not delusional about the prison system, though.
Right.
You understand? Like, I have no confusion. Why it was established, who was it established for, and the purpose of it. So I don't feel like you can't reform that. I don't believe that you can reform something that was created to do exactly what it's doing today. Like it's nothing wrong with the prison system. This is what it was designed to do.
Especially private prisons.
This is the purpose of them.
Yeah.
It's doing. In fact, they're probably working better than they expected. So I don't see us being on the other side of that, we want to reform it. I can't see why the other side would want to. It doesn't make any sense. They're making trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, I feel like it's a horrible system, but unless we get rid of it, it ain't gonna reform it. I don't feel like you're gonna reform
I remember having a teacher,
so,
a science teacher in 7th grade, and like he was this cool black dude, and because I went to a really black middle school, and that was actually the first time I remember actually getting taught by like majority black people, and that was a really interesting experience because in New York I went to like a public school. We usually have a PS something, whatever, 186, whenever.
PS 118.
I went to PS 118 and 117 actually. Like we're talking Queens. And I had teachers from like all different kind of races, mostly white though, like they're Jewish, white, Italian, but then I moved to Florida, and then I had that experience of going to all black middle school, and then he was just talking about because we had a lot of troublemakers and knuckleheads in our class, and he would constantly be like putting it out there, like, yo, you stay on this kind of path, you're gonna end up in jail. And he's like, and I'm gonna tell y'all kids another thing. If I had some real money, I would own me a private prison because that's what most of y'all knuckleheads gonna end up doing, going to jail, making me money instead of me, having to deal with y'all trying to help y'all and y'all refusing how I'm trying to educate you guys. Like, it was just he spun off into talking about prisons, but I didn't realize when they say private prison, it's such a lucrative business because you're milking guys on essentially slave labor. And it's really beneficial to your pockets, and you just can keep doing it, and like nobody did to check you because they always kind of make it a point where crime is gonna just keep happening, and it will be consistent in communities with mainly minorities.
Nothing's on the side in there.
Filling up your prison. So I think it sucks, but I think it's necessary. But I think the bigger thing is, man, we got to prevent people from going to jail in the first place. Like, giving people opportunities and figuring out ways where they don't have to turn to a life of crime so soon, and also the court system kind of like making a change where there's more fair people who are behind the justice,
Right. And not puppets.
basically.
Yeah.
Some of the people we get up in there that are us
In the court system, they don't
are
look
like just puppets.
Yeah. So it's a lot.
Screen.
Right.
It's a lot. I mean,
it really is a lot to it though.
yeah, I watched the 13th
Yeah.
Amendment documentary. I thought that was very powerful on Netflix. If you have a chance to check that out, and they talk
okay.
about like laws and things like that, and just how it really makes you feel like shit. It's really hopeless.
And Crime and Punishment.
Yeah,
Right.
You saw that one?
I haven't seen that
seen
one.
Crime and
Is that
Punishment.
on, what channel is that on?
I think that's Hulu.
Hulu.
I think it's Hulu. Y'all
Okay.
have to watch that.
Crime and Punishment.
It's the New York, the whole vibe where the quota,
Oh, okay.
the quotas.
And in the state prison. And it's
you
it's
gotta
a
have-
No,
horrible
no,
number
no.
in New York.
It's
they
the
just find
quotas.
shit.
Like it's going on. It's the most known underground thing that's happening even now. That each month they got to reach a certain type of quotas. So what they would do is they'll come and they'll make up something to arrest you.
Yeah.
Right? Knowing that it's going to get dismissed. But they arrest you because they need to meet a quota, how many arrests you had this month, right? So they arrest you, but then when they put you in, arrest you in New York, you go to Rikers,
Yeah.
you're not able to see the judge for it to get dismissed for like a year.
Wow.
Even though you didn't do nothing. Yo, y'all have to watch.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
seriously,
On your
Watch that.
record,
If
'cause
y'all
you're
get-
missing
On your
court
record.
dates.
listen, if y'all get a chance, seriously, watch
Have to
that
watch
and
that.
y'all mind, and guarantee you come back and talk about it. Because y'all will have something to talk. Y'all be like, oh,
Well,
shit.
you know
Yeah.
the
Wow.
laws,
In a year, you can
especially
definitely do
in
something.
America, the laws itself were set up to capture slaves, freed slaves. So
Yeah.
you look at loitering laws,
Yeah, that was covered
All-
in the 13th
Yeah.
Amendment.
all
Yeah.
of the little shit that
Yeah.
you wonder, like, why am I getting a ticket for this? Like, it seems stupid that you even talking to me about it. All this stuff was put in so they would have a reason
Yep.
to put these people back in the same system. They just, you know what I mean?
Because
So
slaves were just running off for free without work or whatever they required, so they were able to just catch them and put them, arrest them, and then they have to go back to being slaves just to work because that was the only option.
right,
It's like your freedom's on lease.
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Wow.
freedom is on
Yeah.
lease.
Fucked up. That's
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah. 13th Amendment. Is that what you said?
13th Amendment on
13th
Netflix.
Amendment.
I think
Yeah.
Shonda
Yeah.
Rhimes was
Punishment.
behind that one.
Yeah. Or
Shout
Ava.
out
Ava
to-
DuVernay, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Ava.
Ava-
Yeah,
Ava
both of them
did
too
that one.
powerful, yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. And like I said, that Crime and Punishment.
Crime and
definitely.
Punishment. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, that brought us down in the system. Nick, I'm gonna have you come in and jump in and ask us what's funny going
What's
on
funny?
right now.
Let me
What's
tell
funny?
y'all
What's
something,
funny?
man. This weekend, I wasn't booked, so I had a lot of time at home to watch watch shit. And as an artist, it's not bad to watch stuff. Sometimes you take inspiration out of things. And I primarily was watching comedies about both big groups of women, like, kind of like the ensemble. The template
Too
is
big.
not big women, just
fine.
a group of friends.
I was like, what you talking about?
Yeah. You got a problem with big? No.
No, not at all. Like,
I watched Harlem on Amazon that stars Megan Good.
how was it?
Harlem, I thought it was solid. It got a little bit of flack on social media because there was a
I'ma check it
scene in
out.
a barbershop where
Uh-huh.
they kind of depict how dudes talk reckless in a barbershop, and one of the main four girls is a lesbian who gets her haircut. She has nice hairline, whatever, and the dude is like really talking reckless, like, yeah, yo, so I nutted on this girl's back, da 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 da, and like it was a like real disrespectful scene. So she checks him on it, and then he was like, yo, it's a free country or whatever, like what I say, and she gets mad, but then a lot of people were attacking that scene because they said that was a very inaccurate portrayal of black men in barbershops. Like when women are there, whether they're gay or not, we don't talk like that in front of women. Like we don't be just doing. But they just did a really over the top like depiction of that. So it was on. So I saw a lot of people going back and forth on social media. And the writer, the creator of the show, Tracy Oliver, who was responsible, she wrote Girls Trip, and she's written a couple of other comedies. This is her creation. She had to defend the process of the show because she said, well, look, while I understand this maybe normally doesn't occur, this story specifically came out of one of the writers who experienced that while she was getting her haircut. And I think people have to take that out of the play just because maybe the majority of the time it doesn't happen, doesn't mean that it wasn't possible that at one point in a
That's
barbershop
weird.
a nigga
How
was
many-
talking reckless about having sex or, violating on a
happens.
girl
Yeah.
and a woman was subjected to hearing how he talked about a female. Like, so that was kind of funny to me because like I thought the scene was funny. I didn't even like go to think about
You
how
a comedian, though.
we never talk like that in front of women. Like,
Right.
I just thought he was extra. I got it that he was like extra because he was
Right.
just like, yeah, son. Shorty came over, yo, I was smacking that ass, boom, boom, boom. Then I nutted on the back, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, yo, can you stop that? But it was just, I thought it was a funny
that's
scene.
funny.
But
Right.
the language being used, like there were a lot of men who
It's
were
too-
sensitive about that, saying like, we don't talk like that when women in the barbershop. We are very
A lot of
respectful.
men getting sensitive.
Is it
Yeah.
wrong to talk like that if women?
Apparently,
fuck.
yes.
We do know women are fucking, right? We know.
We
this.
do, but apparently,
Sucking dick and they doing a lot of things.
I know,
like,
Dick. Everybody, but when the etiquette, though, I think they
At the
they're trying to
barbershop.
defend
The
it in a
proper-
New York barbershop. Maybe we don't know how it is in
the
Arkansas.
proper gender
But in the New York
roles in a
barbershop, because
barbershop
it's such a
setting.
frequent business, it's such a big
Yeah.
way of business for black people and minorities, Spanish people as well. There's kind of rules and ethics, and like when kids are there or when women are there, they do try to like emphasize
down.
to tone down the language. James, you
Oh,
kind of
okay.
understand where I'm coming from with that, but like.
do women not like hearing that? Is that what we're saying?
Some don't.
Well, the
but some
lesbian
do.
the lesbian character was
It
not for
a
trying to listen to that
lesbian-
shit.
The lesbian
So
wasn't.
Makes sense.
So,
I feel like they were
And-
trying to make a point.
and then he kind of
Yeah,
like clapped
that
back.
makes sense.
So that was the
Yeah.
thing. But the show was cool. It was funny. I thought Megan Good
man.
did a solid job trying to do something different. I think she's struggled in her
Really
career
solid.
being very
11.
beautiful, and so sometimes it didn't allow her to like do more interesting type of roles. But so you have to kind of go on a journey with her being a quirky, like kind of insecure character. Like she has her storyline. She has a boyfriend who she broke up with because she chose her career over the relationship because he was a traveling cook, a chef. And and then her two other friends are going through their same things as well. I forgot the name of the other actress, but she was on Empire. She played Anika. She's on the show as
Oh,
well.
I know you're talking about
Yeah,
Andre's wife.
Like light skin,
in real life,
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot her name, but
Yeah.
but it was
I know
it
what
was a
you're
solid show. Whoopi Goldberg is also in it, has a recurring role.
Okay, let's go, Sister Act.
They put a lot of comedians, in like a couple guest episodes.
It's on Amazon, right?
Yeah, it's 10
I
episodes.
just saw it. I put it on my watch list.
10
Yeah.
episodes. It's a
Yeah.
nice binge, you know what I'm saying?
watch that.
Relationships. There's a similar, and it's not a similar show because let's keep it real. There are a lot of shows that center around a group of friends navigating through their love life and relationships. So sometimes
Yeah.
you catch similarities, but the problem is when black people see a show that's like similar, they just automatically think like, oh, they stole it from that or whatever. It's just the creator's point of view and how she sets up her friend
That's
characters.
with everything. A lot of people they do similar things.
But we
Like-
suffer we
Yeah.
suffer from that recency bias, so we just think, oh, they trying to just be like insecure. Like, no, it's just a show about this point of view, and it has these
Yeah.
similarities where they
Right.
have a group of friends. So there's another show on Stars called Run the World, which is a very similar premise about a group of 4 black women. They also live in
yeah.
Harlem. They have relationships. In this show, though, all the characters are straight women. And they're also their physical build is a little bit different. Like on Amazon, there's like one thick, curvy chick, and she's also dark skinned, which is cool. It was a good contrast of complexion, I would say. So they did fair. They gave a brown one, they gave a light skinned one, they gave a
Yeah.
dark one. I like
mixed
that.
it up. They
It's very
mixed it up.
important because if they had been just all 4 skinny little light skinned women,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even give the show a chance, honestly, because you
like,
just don't want to even entertain that. So it's like I think they did a really good job with giving the contrast of women, and it's fun. It was a funny show too. So if you want to check that out on
gonna check
Stars,
it out.
Brisha Webb stars in that.
You said that
Yeah.
one, Run the World?
It's called Run the World.
Yeah.
The other actresses are a little bit newer, but I think
Is that the one with Meg Star, or is that HBO?
with who?
That Stars? Okay.
That's on Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Run the World is on Stars, and
Yeah.
then
I think I'm gonna-
this is the third show I started that focuses on a group of 4 women, but it's
You was on your 4 women.
I'm trying to
Right.
support. I'm trying to. I got to
You
watch.
found all the 4 women.
All the
But
4
I actually
women.
found this to
Name
be the
4 women, I can't
funniest
watch
show.
it.
In my opinion, it's funnier. It's the funniest of the 3 that I saw. It's called "The Sex Lives of College Girls" on HBO.
So you saw it? I watched that.
Yeah,
I told you, it's just funny.
The last 2
That was
episodes
funny.
just came out tonight of the season, so it focuses on these group of girls who are going to college, a fictional Ivy League school, and they're all just trying to like live out and have fun with their
Essex.
experiences. There's 2
I
white
feel
girls,
like you guys just watch porn.
one Indian and one black
Porn.
chick. It's not porn.
No, it's not
I
porn.
know.
There's barely any sex in it. Like,
I mean, they have-
they talk about it a lot. Yeah.
There's more sexual
least the
quote
Indian
unquote
girl.
content than in the
Oh,
in the
okay.
other 2 shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because obviously with the title, but I actually find the comedy in the show just funnier. Like it just made me laugh more.
The Indian girl.
The Indian girl is super hilarious. Yo. She is like really, really funny. I think she has a really bright future. Yeah. This one was created by Mindy Kaling.
Oh, okay.
Very, very talented, Indian American comedian.
She's very funny.
And she's worked on The Office. She had the Mindy Kaling Project. So yeah, this one's at HBO, and it's like one girl, the Indian character. She wants to be a comedy writer who will work on SNL. Because a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of comedy writers come from like these Ivy League schools when they write on these places like the National Lampoon, and and so you see an Indian girl who focuses on that. Another character is this young black girl who plays soccer. She's on a scholarship, but her mom is a senator. That's played by Sherry Shepherd, and her storyline is about like basically. She's just trying to like not make sure anything blows up that would embarrass her mom, but she's having a relationship with her assistant coach.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. I mean, you can find that on the pilot. You find that on the pilot, and then there's one white girl who's like a little quirky white girl from Arizona, and she's just kind of like she's
from
just
a different AZ?
She's small fish in a big pond. It's just a different way of life. So she's adjusting, and she's
Shawn
just
Mendes.
Huh?
She's like, my boyfriend looks like Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes.
Anyways, you'll see what I'm talking about.
You get it. Yeah. And then another white girl, she's a in the closet lesbian. So she has and she tries to really hide that, and that kind of makes her like a little bit of a asshole. But once she finds who she likes, you see her open up more. But I love the journey that
it's comedic, but it's dramatic. It has like a lot of good twists.
The balance is great.
It's very good.
So I recommend all those shows. But for me, I've laughed a lot more at the Sex Lives of College Girls than the other ones. But not to say that they're not funny, but just for me, that one is just hit me more.
I watched a lot of different shows, and I saw like that on the billboard, the Sex Lives of College Girls, and I was like, just out of curiosity. I threw on the episode, and I was like, this shit funny. Like,
the pilot's an hour-long episode, and then the rest of them are half-hour
like
joints.
35,
Yeah, about 30 minutes or so. So yeah, man, if you see some funny comedies centered around women, support, because it's you got like I had
support the women.
We'll be watching it.
Support the women.
Support the women. You support the black women. It's great to see that shows can thrive on different networks. We have Insecure, HBO. We have Wonder World on Stars, Harlem on Amazon Prime, Queens on ABC. You know what I mean? This is historical.
I haven't seen. I started to watch Queens.
Queens is up and down. I like some of it's good. Sometimes it's a little cheesy.
I'm gonna watch it because
I've been watching it, trying to support that as well. Like it's a cool show. It's not bad. Eve is doing her thing. I like Eve's character and her arc on the show the most. Okay. But yeah, man. So that's what I was checking out. So yeah, I definitely should check those shows out. Great binges. You can knock them out in a day or two. I've been.
Let's go, women out here. Let's go,
ladies. Doing your thing. So shout outs to Mindy Kaling, Tracy Oliver, and Lee Davenport, who created Run the World. But she also Yvette Lee Browser also executive produced that, and Yvette Lee Browser created Living Single. So she used her influence to help this upcoming writer, and it's just great. We got creators, EPs, and cast of black women starring in these shows and holding it down. Adult situational comedies, and if you are some old fans, Sex and the City is coming back.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Their reboot.
I saw the preview.
It came out today. So if you guys want to watch Sex and the City, I
might have to watch it.
I grew up on Sex and the City. Anybody else?
That's funny. What's funny is I didn't watch Sex and the City. But I
watched
saw the movies.
Really? I just skipped the show and watched it.
No, just because it was
the second one was horrible.
No, I'm saying the reason why I saw it was a date. Girl was like, I want to go see it. I was like, Sex and the City, let's go see it.
We'll see how this goes.
Well, this one, so the three of the girls are back. Kim Cattrall, who plays Samantha, is missing from the show. But I believe the fourth girl they're gonna have is a black woman. Yeah, the Samantha character.
Samantha's not coming. Yeah.
Oh, she's not. Oh, okay.
She just chose not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you was into that part of the show, Samantha was the one giving away. Yeah, she had the most sex scenes. And
she had a lot of sex scenes.
I don't watch shows for the sex scenes. I watch for the comedy and for the.
I watch Monsters Ball for the sex scene.
You watch for the sex scenes.
I watched to see Halle Berry's progression as a struggling black mother in the South with a boy who ate a lot of
right,
and a husband who was on death row. There was a lot of challenges that she had to face in this southern town.
What happened that my favorite part of the movie was at 42 minutes 37 seconds. No, I'm just playing. But
you know which part.
Yeah, so that's what I find funny. Y'all should check them out.
The who?
Will's trying to whisper a secret. Text Will. Text
My
in the
bad,
group.
my bad.
Don't be trying to have secret convos in front of
Loud secrets.
Loud secrets. Right.
So we gonna
secrets. I know he's
like,
like,
yo,
hey,
so you
so we killing him on Thursday?
Yeah, I can't imagine
Right.
Will in school. Will would cheat. How Will would cheat on a test? Like, yo, you know what number 3 is? Do we have to carry it? Or
he out getting
do we
everybody
carry
in
the
trouble.
one or do we drop? Do we leave it over? Like,
He's the one who got
never
us
want
all
to cheat with you,
trouble.
nigga. We got us
Like,
both
damn,
caught.
Man, Will got me in the office.
True story.
Again.
I was the loudmouth in class.
See,
but people
I
used to
can
cheat on
see
me
that.
because I was actually really good with numbers. So that
Got me in trouble again in the office.
I wasn't a good cheater. It was just tough. Like I always just thought about, man, my mom is just gonna find out somehow. I just always somehow she's just gonna find out. I was like, it's not even worth it. I just couldn't. I just
cheating
couldn't.
didn't become a thing until college. I'm like,
That's what I didn't.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to I went to community college. So, but
Yeah.
you went to a college. I heard like it's super easy to cheat in college.
it depends. I mean, 'cause-
Depends.
so like, 'cause some of the classes be big. Like,
Yeah.
you'll have a class that got 35 people. You got a class with like 600 people.
Yeah.
Like it just depends.
And
But sometimes
how's
it goes-
the professor
Yeah.
gonna keep up with 600 kids,
No,
right?
but sometimes it's cool, but sometimes they'll give out different tests. So they'll put like 4 different tests, and they'll give them out in different ways, so you don't know who's got
Random,
what.
yeah. You don't
So
know
if you're
what-
over
you
there
don't know
following,
what
he
you
got C,
yeah.
A, B, D, and you're like, okay, putting the same things, whole different tests.
Statute of
It's a whole
limitations, James.
different-
Did you how was college for you? Did you find yourself cheating in a couple classes to get by? What was your tactics? Did you have any strategies you want to share with the?
Yeah, we,
Exactly.
They're not gonna reverse your grades at this
No,
point. You got the
like,
degree,
but
nigga.
we was but
Exactly.
we
We
was
got that
traveling
degree,
a lot though too.
Yeah.
Because in the Big Ten.
Right.
Like, we played our games.
And
Yeah.
you had a hard
Thursdays,
schedule. It's a tough
Thursdays,
schedule.
And Monday
Tutor,
sometimes.
yeah.
Right. So we had the tutors, the ones with the notes, and I was like, it was funny. I was Cliff Notes. I'm like, who the fuck is Cliff? And why we got his notes? And why we got his
Cliff
notes?
Notes. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Do y'all know who? Wait, do y'all know who Cliff is?
Right.
Look,
Who is
look
Cliff?
that up,
That's
Nick.
funny.
Who the fuck Cliff is, Nick?
No, 'cause I know
remember that
Cliff Notes,
though.
but who the
Cliff
fuck
Notes
is
is
Cliff?
like,
That's
all
funny.
right.
Right,
That's a
like
funny
who is
question.
Cliff?
Who was Cliff?
That's a hilarious question because I don't know who Cliff
I
is.
don't know.
He got some good ass notes.
got-
Yo, what he look like
He
again?
helped me though. He
Right.
helped me.
Hey, Cliff held me down in school.
He got me through that semester.
But I learned in college, your best friend was your syllabus. That
Mm.
was
Oh,
your
yeah.
best friend in
Step
college.
up, yeah.
Your syllabus is your best friend. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we never knew who Cliff was. We're like, who the
That's
fuck is
hilarious.
Cliff, man?
Nigga gonna look it up, Cliff.
Nick
Who
looking
is
up.
Cliff?
What
man?
was y'all's
That's
hardest
funny.
classes in college? Like,
Oh
so
my
in Sex
God.
Lives, they showed an example of how you could cheat. In one episode, like the girl who's from Arizona, she's falling behind in her classes because she gets dickmatized by a dude she's sleeping with, right?
Aw, never get
Yeah.
dickmatized.
So she's falling off in her grades, and so he was like, well, what are you struggling in? Because she has an exam come up, and the dude that she's messing with took the class the year before, and he
Right,
had
so
like
he
a
knows
whole
language.
basically big
Yeah.
drawer bin of exams
Of all the stuff.
of all the exams. So he says that for the 231, you could probably use this one, and because teachers don't really change up their exams.
Some
Yeah.
teachers don't change their exams.
That's
Nah,
a real
some
thing.
don't.
We giving y'all a game out here, yo.
Some don't.
So
actually, some.
so for my senior year, it was like my last quarter of school. I'm about to finish school. I'm almost done. I'm like, dang, I need to take a natural world class, which is like a science or something of that nature. So I took a class. Everybody said, yo, this class is mad easy. Everybody gets A's. So I take the class, and it wasn't that the class was easy. It was because he grades hard as fuck. But he gives so much extra credit that it balances out. Now, the extra credit was on the weekends. I had a job on the weekends, so I wasn't hitting the extra credit. So my grade was just like slump.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, this class is supposed to be easy, and it's the class that might not make me graduate.
Sheesh.
I ended up passing the class, luckily. But I was like, damn, I had to say, hey, yo, work. I can't. For the next couple weekends, I can't be here.
You had to lock in.
I can't. This is my life depends on this. Like,
Yeah.
Mine, I think
it's-
mine
it's
was
good.
math
yeah.
in college.
Oh, let me tell
Then
you
I
something.
found the right professor, and then I was like, yep. I mean,
I-
let's be honest,
Math.
I'm not gonna need all this. So just how we gonna do this to pass me? So
I didn't stay in school long enough to figure out math. When I took my entry
hard
test to see where I placed, I
class.
placed in the remedial math, and I had these. Look, one semester I was barely passing the class.
First level algebra.
Final exam, flunk it, couldn't do it. Right. So
Yeah.
then I say, okay, I'm gonna really try and study. I was always bad at math. I had just bad. Coming up with math, it just wasn't my
Yeah.
thing, and I was really behind on just fundamentals and shit. So then I take a second class, and I actually I do tutoring, I do extra work, and I have like a B grade, and I'm like doing better on tests. Final exam, I try to study my ass off, I get overwhelmed. I flunk it, and it brought my grade all the way down to fail.
Oh,
So then this is the third time I'm taking this remedial class to just move to so I can take the regular one and then be done. If I could just pass the first basic math,
you gotta get
the credit. But by this time, I'm already like 2.5 years, almost 3 years of school, and I'm already doing comedy. And I'm just like, I'm not focused.
Yeah.
So I go into class. This is the third time I'm taking the class, and I remember this exam that we have to take again, and I just go, yeah, I don't want to do this, man. So I just walked out. I never walked back in school again. I literally just I just saw, because it's like seeing a reminder of the shit that failed you and has held you back. And I was just like,
I can see it now. Hey, Nick, where you going?
Done.
Shit.
nigga, I'm going home. I'm going Q30
home.
bus. Take it. So that's the only time I ever technically quote unquote quit on something or whatever like that. But I honestly, I never felt better. Like just.
Math.
It was just something I couldn't overcome. I'm like, if I study and I have a B grade and I still can't get through this final, was just too overwhelming. It was just like I could not figure out how to retain everything from a whole semester's work of math equations.
It's crazy how like certain classes could like change your trajectory. Like my boy was like, I'm about to be a dentist. Went and took organic chemistry, and he was like, I'm a major in history. Like,
that's like a
he's
whole
like, you just
different.
like people
I couldn't even
change. Like,
organic chemistry. I was just trying to get the 110 to whatever.
I was trying to get that.
Of course, 110, but
Yeah,
I
the
couldn't.
101.
That's math I couldn't conquer it. But I don't feel bad because I know how to count. I don't need to ever use a Pythagoras theorem, a circumference, a graph
Yes.
or sine,
equations.
cosine, tangent.
Fuck
Like,
that shit.
All that.
Y'all can
My
keep your
hardest,
X-ray.
man, my hardest class I probably take, there was a computer science class I took. I didn't realize how much math. I thought I was good at math until I took it in computer science terms, and I was like,
man.
yo, this shit is crazy.
I was
Wow.
trash in computer class
Even
too.
that.
Mavis Beacon, I can never keep up with that black woman. They type so goddamn fast. Them programs.
That's funny how people.
Y'all
know
can
that.
take Mavis
They're
Beacon.
fast.
You remember Mavis Beacon?
Yeah, it's like one of the toughest thing about college for me. I remember that I couldn't say. Did y'all ever have to take night classes?
I did take a couple nights.
That
did.
was
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, it was like 5,
That's the
6, 7, 8.
worst
It's
because
dark.
when you have your
Yeah.
day classes
Yeah.
and you going home chilling,
Yeah,
And you gotta go
like
back.
6
You're like,
o'clock.
dang, I
I
got
gotta take the bus and go back.
That
Man.
was the
Yeah.
worst,
Yeah, I
man.
didn't
But
like
you were
that.
on campus, so you
Yeah.
and I, like, you're in the dorm and you
Right.
like, gotta go back in.
Yeah,
Oh,
walk
oh,
over. It's all
oh,
like
yo,
7
you were
o'clock.
at-
yo,
I know, right?
Yo, but that vibe there, the worst thing about that is like, man, it never fails. It happens. We'll have like a snowstorm thing,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
we're waiting
okay.
to hear if classes
wow.
is canceled, and some professors is like, say that your class is canceled,
Right.
but you got an 8 o'clock in the morning class. Didn't cancel the class. You get up, get dressed, walk across campus in the
To find
snow
out.
Yeah.
to get to the door to see that the class is canceled.
Oh.
And you got to walk all the way back. You could have slept in because your other classes was
Yeah.
canceled.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
That's
the
why I left my
That
first
one,
school.
the
I hate
communication,
that.
the technology, like,
Yeah.
back then, emails wasn't as
Then
prominent.
it's
there
like-
was
had to
a-
figure it
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was.
Yeah, I
but
feel
it
you.
I
was-
hate night classes.
Yeah.
Like I said, especially if you're an athlete, because you'll do your classes in the morning, you'll go work out, eat, relax, watch a
Practice.
TV show, and gotta go back at like 6 at night.
Yeah.
Like-
6
What
to
school did you go
9.
to?
It's
You're like, I don't want to
school
go
did you
back.
go
Yeah,
to?
6 to
So
9.
my first college that I ran track for was Central Washington University, but I graduated from the University of Washington.
Okay, and where'd you
Yeah.
go to school?
Arizona State.
Okay. Oh, ASU. So y'all all went to like colleges with
Yeah,
like
Iowa.
campus
Yeah.
life and
Yeah.
dorms. And when I watch this
Man,
show,
dorm
I
life.
do kind of say, I kind of missed out on the college experience because I just see how much
If
shit
you
they
could have did 2
doing,
years in the dorms, that would have been fun for
Yeah.
partying and
Oh, the
girls
dorm life.
and
I was-
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a whole
it's party.
vibe.
My
It's
dorm
a
was
It's a
vibe.
whole,
too.
yeah.
student
I did-
as a student
yeah.
athlete. How
I
was
can
the
imagine.
love?
Oh, it was off the hook. I know.
I mean,
it was
that's
off
all
the
fair
hook.
business
gotta
right there.
expand
Man.
this,
It
a little,
was
this
off
little
the
thing like a
hook.
frat
Yeah,
party.
it
Like,
was-
how did it feel?
Well,
when
we
you-
didn't have to. The thing about athletes, and maybe Mike knew y'all remember, we didn't have to join a fraternity because we had the same popularity. We can get
Right.
free stuff. We walk into
Some
any
guys-
party.
Yeah.
The girls
Yeah.
and all that.
The
We
frats
didn't
would
have
let
to.
you in the parties if
Everything.
you were an
Yeah.
athlete.
The frats
Yeah, if
were
you were
letting them in,
athlete,
yeah.
it's like like we didn't have to join unless you wanted to,
Wanted that,
Uh-huh.
but
wanted
we
that.
didn't have to because we got the notoriety. We was like, yo, it was love. The
I
city
ended up
loved
joining
us.
one.
Yeah.
I ended up joining a fraternity. I went to the
Yeah.
Greek world parties. I was like, this ain't for me, and I joined the black fraternity. So I was like,
But you didn't have to.
I didn't
though,
have
as
to.
an
though.
athlete.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't have to.
An athlete because
Yeah.
everybody already knew.
This
oh,
was just
you
a
get
choice.
busy.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was a choice. But yeah, no, you don't have to.
That's
Oh,
that
man.
was it. But the energy, the life of it, just
Yeah.
the vibe and,
The
and the
parties.
campus.
It
and
still like holds up as like a great experience, a great time
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
Like you
Yeah,
still like
yeah.
and you have people
it's
you
yeah, it's
This is-
and the connection of it. I mean,
Yeah,
but
for
it's
sure.
certain things like I always tell parents who sending their kids to college, and I've always done this for years. I told parents to watch higher learning.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
that's a
that was a
good-
good
That's one
movie.
of my favorite
That's
movies.
Because
tough
listen,
watch, but yeah,
this
it's
is
worth it,
Yeah.
though.
no, but listen, this is the thing. John was a genius.
Yeah.
If you really watched it and got it, the one thing in the hood that you hear is, especially if you in the hood, I can't wait till he get out of here and go off to college, right? Can't wait for him to get out of this hood and go off to college.
do something,
For
be
some
somebody.
reason, parents in the hood and parents think college is a safety bubble, right? But they don't realize when you sending your child from the hood to college, you sending them into this bubble, and the bubble consists of everything that's going on in the world, all on one campus.
That he hasn't been
campus,
exposed to.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or she.
Right.
Yeah.
That they
don't
haven't
even know
been.
that
Think
stuff.
about higher learning. Remember, they had the drugs, they had the racial profiling,
Yep.
they had the homosexuality, they
Yep.
had the
The rape.
alcohol, they had they had all the stuff that was going to racism. They had all the stuff that was going on in the world. Is all on
I
one
host that for movie
campus.
night.
Yeah.
And that's
good one.
facts.
Yeah.
When you think about college, that fact, people coming over from all over, and you got all of that. So you thinking you sending your kid to some safe haven off at college, and
Right.
really you sending them into
War
everything.
zone.
That's true.
It's a mental war zone.
You're getting
Right.
tested
Yeah.
So
physically,
the reason why I
mentally,
tell
yeah.
parents to watch that is not to scare the kids, but to make them aware.
You have
Yeah.
Because they don't have
That's
a
true.
clue that it's a possibility. Not saying this is going to happen, but it's a possibility
hopefully no
They don't
school
deal
shooting.
with
that you
some
can
of
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
across. I mean, outside of school, but it was still the racist,
Oh, yeah,
all,
yeah, yeah.
all the
Racism,
stuff, the
there's a lot
athletes,
going on.
student athletes, all the stuff, the
privilege.
girls,
People getting
everything
drugged,
that
yeah.
was going on is the reality of it. Not saying
Yeah.
you're going to experience, but it's a possibility,
Right.
and you aware of what's happening on campus. Parents don't know all of that is going on campus.
No. There's
They-
all
They
kinds
just
of
hoping
stuff.
you're doing
They
school
just
and
happy to
kicking
get
it.
them out the hood.
Right.
Yeah.
He
You
had
know,
a college
if
party.
Yeah.
you know, your kid's going to school and the worst that he or she doing is giving out hand jobs or receiving them, I think you know, it's like,
Shut
not
up.
that hey man, you're not
man.
succumbing to the pressures of the
That
harsh
sounds good at
reality.
They're
Thanksgiving.
studying. They're studying.
How'd your year go? You know, I gave 6 hand jobs.
know, I did
that was
good.
a teaser from
He's,
from the show.
That's a teaser.
But anyway,
The show's
But
good
you
for
know
you,
the
though.
weirdest thing
What's up?
about college, and I don't know if you guys experience this, right? Is when you come home, say for Christmas break, and you getting ready to leave and go out, and your family be like, your mom or pops, where you going?
Yep.
You like,
I don't live here.
Yeah.
it's because it's so weird because you so used
To just
to getting up and
Right.
leaving because you're in the dorm. You in your
Yeah.
own spot. You
Yeah.
getting up.
You
You
doing
can
your
come
own
back
thing.
at 3:00 in the morning if you
Right.
want to. You can
Yeah.
get up at 1 in the morning and leave out and come
Right.
out. You're not used to hearing that, so it's so weird when you give. Am I right?
Yeah,
Will? Like,
that's
did you
funny.
experience
Because I used to
that?
come back home,
Yours
my mom
was,
would
yeah.
be like, "Oh, what you doing tonight?" I'd be like,
Like,
I ain't got an answer to you.
"What's up?
going out.
What you doing? You got a lot
What you
of
doing?
Of course,
Yep.
we can't say that, but it's
Why
just
you
weird.
home?" Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And did you ever find yourself at home saying, "I can't wait to get back to school"?
yes.
That's funny. Yeah.
You know what's super funny? So my dad's from New York, and my brother grew up in New York. We have the same dad, different mom, and his mom is like very, very religious, and she doesn't do certain things or whatever. So I went out to go visit him, and I'm so used to college life, kicking it, whatnot. And then it was like one Friday night. I'm like, I'm in New York. I want to kick it. I ain't really been out here like that. And he was like, "Oh, we can't go out tonight." I'm like, "Bro, it's Friday. I'm 23 years old. Like, what you mean I can't go out?" He's like, "Well, my mom is tripping. She's like, we shouldn't go because we got to hit church, tomorrow morning." I was
Church.
You.
like, "Nigga."
You,
I was like-
that's your
but at the same
mom.
time,
You
like,
like-
I don't really know the territory like that. I'm in
Right.
Queens. I don't know where I'm at.
Right,
So
right,
I'm
right.
like, we really just about to sit in this house tonight, bro?
Like some losers?
Like, we going to church? He's all.
That was a reality check, but yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's funny.
Cause yeah,
College
Seventh-day Adventist. He was like, tomorrow's Saturday. We gotta wake up, and I'm used to going to church on Sunday, so I'm like,
Got you.
fam, it's Friday night. What the fuck?
Yeah, what we doing? Yeah, so go to college, kids. Get some experience. Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
I definitely I'm seeing it now as a person who kind of missed out on that. So I definitely want.
Everybody gets their experiences in different ways.
Yeah, get your college on, man. Don't. I mean, it's tough. Yeah. It's not easy. Not everybody's blessed to have parents who can afford to send them to school. Right. Kids have to work and go through the student loan program or whatever. You got to get jobs. So it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
Hold on. How crazy is this? The student loan.
Right.
How crazy at 18 you can qualify for a student loan, but at 18 you can't qualify for a business loan. Think about that shit. Right. Like, how crazy is that? They'll give you a loan to put you in debt, but they won't give you a loan to start a business, to hire other people, and unemployment. Is that not the have you ever peeped that out?
I think we could qualify this as the conspiracy.
That
Off-cam Ed usually provides, but James filled in nicely. And left us with that little jewel right there to think about. With that being said,
conspiracy.
Will take us out.
Oh yeah. Well, definitely had a good show. I'm definitely. I mean, you got me. Not mind buggled, but I'm really thinking about that shit because I'm like, yo.
He's like,
now. So, like, I'm 18 years old. I can qualify for $50,000. But you can't just give me a business loan so I can go start some joint up. For 10.
For 10. Yeah.
Right.
For even 10, yeah.
Like, which I can potentially make way more. Like,
yeah.
That's mind boggling.
It's a setup.
Wow.
For sure.
That is true.
It's a setup, yo.
And right when you graduate school and don't get that job right away, that debt hits.
That student loan does.
You ain't making no money, but we sure want it back.
I could probably say that's like the only thing I would smile about skipping the college experience because I don't owe no loans. I ain't got no student debt on me. Niggas debt free.
Now he's all
So when I'm up, I'm all the way up.
Yeah, he feels up. Yeah.
Niggas.
Hilarious.
All right, sorry about that. I had to get that.
No, you good.
He's all excited.
I was
Be like, he all excited.
All right, man. Well, that's been a good show, you guys. Everybody, I want everybody to go around the room and everybody let people know what you're doing, what you got going on, how people can find you, rather social media, websites. We can start it with the guest, Mr. James.
One more time for him, James.
One
more time. I appreciate you guys for having me. I appreciate the love, King.
Oh, yeah.
It's dope. Once again, my social media for D Basketball is D_up_basketball. And for Teach One, Reach One, we have that Jingle Jokes and Jam big comedy event and after party, supporting the foster care kids for the Christmas and the holidays. Please go and donate or help with toys or buy tickets and come out. And that's at T1R1FD.org. And on Instagram for Teach One, Reach One Foundation, it is T1R1FD. Hope to see everybody out. Inviting you guys to come out and rock with us on Sunday and have a dope time. It's going to be amazing. Thank you. Appreciate the love.
Real quick, how much are the tickets?
The tickets is $30 for admission, and then the VIP ticket is $100. But once again, you get into the after party. Included with that, you get preferred seating. Yeah, you get preferred seating and VIP reception at the comedy. We got a red carpet and everything that's popping. So you get a lot of love. So
nice.
So definitely get the VIP
package.
Yes.
Support.
I love it.
Go ahead, A-Dot.
What up, y'all? Can catch me, Miss A-Dot, at A-Dot-Laughs on IG.
She be laughing, y'all.
And check me out. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I was waiting for something else.
Now the laugh is the key.
That was it.
All
She
right.
had an epiphany mid-laugh. She was like,
I laughed, right? All right. What's up, y'all? Comedian Nick Alexander here. You guys can follow me at Nick of Comedy, NICKOFCOMEDY. Tomorrow night, Friday at 10 o'clock, you can see me performing at the Haha Cafe in North Hollywood. So if you want to come see some stand-up, I'm doing the Haha Cafe in North Hollywood. And, yeah, follow me Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, at Nick of Comedy is the same handle throughout. So, yeah, Friday I'm at Haha Cafe tomorrow night. And next week I'm also doing this gig I want to plug with my homegirl, Mamiya Afaro.
Hey, Mamiya.
So we are performing in Culver City at the Vibes Jamaican Party Company. It's 5741 Buckingham Parkway, Culver City. It's the Afro-Caribbean Rice and Stew Comedy Show. So that's
Jamaican food there?
next Friday. There's gonna be patties and all types of Jamaican food.
So I know, I'm like,
that's
that sounds good.
Friday, December 17th. The doors open 7:30, showtime 8 p.m. It's $25 tickets. So if you guys want to get a link, you can hit me up and I'll DM you the link to get tickets for the show. Yeah. Me and my homegirl Mamiya Afaro, who's a very talented comedian, performer of the group Obamas Other Daughters. That's a popular improv group in LA. She has me on the show with some other really funny comedians. So the Rice and Stew Comedy Show, one more time, Vibes Jamaican Patty Company, 5741 Buckingham Parkway, Culver City, next Friday night at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow night, Friday, 10 o'clock, I'm at Haha Cafe.
That's it. That's
nice.
it.
And I might be on the Laugh Factory with the for the holiday jokes, jams, and jingles. Depending, we gonna work it out.
We
gonna try to throw myself.
You want to mess up the whole title? Jingle, jokes, and jams.
Jingle, jokes, and jams. I
I
had all the J's, just not in the right order.
Right.
So
He was like Jingle Jokes and Jam Master J.
Jingle Jiggy, Gigolo. All right, sorry.
I'm a gigolo. No,
Nigga comedy.
Nigga comedy, man. What's going on? I'm your boy, William Basham, actor extraordinaire and boxing trainer, if you guys want to get that work in. So you guys can find me on Instagram at It's William Basham.